Hey, listeners of the podcast, did you know that you can listen to the podcast and other stuff that we make?
What?
Yes, if you go to patreon.com/Totes Recall. Dan, I swear to God, keep it to yourself. Patreon.com/Totes Recall. You can, if you sign up to subscribe or patronize us, right?
Well,
I don't,
yeah,
that
but like,
sounds a
don't
little
like
bit-
talk down to us.
It means two different things.
to become a patron
Yes.
of the arts, in this case, this podcast.
Yes. For as little as $1 a month, and you can get exclusive, fun things that we do for fun.
Yeah.
This month, you can experience an incredible, star-studded
So many
I mean, at
celebrities.
first, just sort of a rambling conversation between the four of us, but then what eventually turns into a professionally made, star-studded advertisement for Beth's podcasting. I don't know what you want to call it. Company, consultation company.
Yeah, that's fair.
Business.
Okay.
I
Business,
feel weird
podcast
talking
business.
about it on here.
BKG podcast. Dean.
.com.
That's
That's
not
not-
it.
Beth, that does nothing.
Maybe I should buy that though, huh?
Yeah, maybe.
Have it redirect to my site.
Anyway, hey,
Probably.
but before you go to that site that Beth will definitely buy before this goes live, head over to patreon.com/Totes Recall.
Oh boy.
Yikes.
Um.
Um,
Totes Recall.
Welcome to Totes Recall, the podcast where we talk about a movie we don't remember very well, watch that movie, eat 2 pizzas, 2 salads, gourmet sodas.
Okay.
Yes. Why are we doing gourmet
Happy
sodas?
anniversary to
Oh!
us! Klaxon.
What?
Air horn.
Which one's a
Oh.
klaxon?
I don't know.
Is that
just
big bell thing?
No,
Clang,
it's,
clang, clang, clang. That thing?
That might be it. No, it's like.
That's a foghorn.
It's like an alarm noise.
I thought it was like the big bell.
What are we talking
klaxon.
about?
Klaxon.
Like that they do for races?
I don't
no,
know.
klaxon's when it's like
They're
an
like
air raid's
final-
coming, but not an air raid siren.
okay, we are
Oh.
20 seconds into this.
Oh, so we have all that.
Yeah.
And then we talk about the movie again based on what we've learned
Yes.
by watching it.
Yes.
Yes.
And
How
we've been-
many years have we been doing this podcast?
Great question.
I don't know, but this is our 5th year anniversary show. So does that mean 5 or 6?
5, right?
Okay.
Right?
I don't know.
We just
Yes,
finished
because
5?
you would finish a year and then say, well, this is our first
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay,
anniversary.
yeah.
Yep.
We're entering our 6th year of podcasting.
Yes.
Yeah.
The great
That's a long
age.
time.
How many podcasts do we have now?
Ooh, great question. What episode is this?
Episode 70,
Wow.
I think.
Not bad. Totes Recall.
Not
bad at all.
bad.
One day we'll
all.
hit 100.
Yay.
So we splurged a little.
Yes, gourmet sods.
Gourmet sods, gourmet zaz.
Maybe,
Yes.
right?
Maybe.
We'll
We're
find
excited.
out.
We'll find out. We
We'll
got
find
something new. Who are we?
Oh,
Great
Totes
question.
Recall. My name is Dan.
This is Molly.
I'm also Dan.
And I'm Beth.
And our anniversary movie is Space Jam.
It's your chance to your dance at the Space Jam.
Is that in the
All
movie?
right.
Yes.
I believe
It's
so.
half
I
of
hope
the
Space
so.
Jam song.
So, okay, let's play a game where one of you or all of you reminds me why we're watching this movie for our anniversary.
Great game.
Yeah.
So, as is our custom, we thought about what is the movie in the middle of the Venn diagram of the other
And a Venn diagram.
Venn diagram.
Oh, right.
Thank
Oh,
you.
right.
Thank you. The Venn diagram of the other anniversary episodes
Yeah.
or any other movies we liked.
Yeah.
So this, we researched science fiction sports movie
Okay.
to capture some Total Recalls, A League of Their Own,
Yep.
Batman.
Batman.
Mhm.
Yep.
But then, upon further research, we found out that post-movie credits hero Joseph R. Prado was
Joe
also
Prado.
the
Joe
captain of
Prado.
transportation for this movie, Space Jam.
Oh,
Which
man.
was
Wow.
a sign from God.
Yes.
Yeah, basically.
Columbo.
Columbo.
Yes, who we know as Columbo.
So is he credited as captain of transportation for Space Jam as well?
He's just on the thing.
Yeah.
But like he has different jobs, it looks like.
Yeah,
He's not
he's also,
only a
like-
transporter, but he's also
What?
other things.
He's like in the art department. He
Yeah.
did stunts for a movie, one single
What?
movie.
Really?
Yeah.
He's a man of many talents.
Do you think he just hangs out on set until he gets a job? just fills in?
jawing it up with Hank?
Yeah. And then like, oh, do you need a ride somewhere? And then you're captain of transportation.
Wow.
You know, I have many talents. That's not how he sounds.
It's closer to Columbo.
Hey, Mikey Jordan, you want
Prado.
to ride to the basketball movie? I'm Joe Prado.
What? You're not doing a basketball movie? Oh, geez, you should do one of those.
Yeah, you know what's hot right now in the 90s is Looney Tunes.
My great aunt has a giant Tweety Bird sweatshirt she wears every day.
I bet my friend Bill Murray would be in the movie with you.
Oh, I drove him around last year, or I don't know, some year nearby when I told him he should do an Uncle Scrooge movie, which is a different animation studio and not even the same character, even though they share the same name. Isn't that wackadoo?
I'm Joe Prado. You'll be proud of this movie you do, Mikey Jordan.
Oh.
We're proud of our transportation options.
That's right. So that's why we're doing Space Jam.
Yeah.
Excellent. I saw this movie very recently. Like,
Really?
For
Really?
the first time about a year or two ago.
For the first time,
Whoa.
or you
Yes.
rewatched it?
No, for the first time
Wow.
ever. Don't worry, I don't remember very much about it.
I mean, that's to be expected.
Well, yeah, that's fair. And part of my interest is I've heard the song many, many times.
Yeah.
I feel like I know the Space Jam song very well, but I didn't know the movie. And it is Looney Tunes. It is a little wackadoo, is my memory.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never seen this movie.
Right.
I can't believe that.
What do you think happens?
Okay. Here's what I understand about this movie based on the internet and just the internet's love of dumb things that don't go away.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Jordan is Michael Jordan. He is Michael Jordan in whatever year this came, or near the year this came out, which means it's whenever he retired from basketball.
Oh.
Yes.
Because part of the premise
Before he did baseball?
I don't know. Maybe
Okay.
it's during baseball.
Got it.
Because I feel like he is not a basketball player, and that's the whole deal. Is like, oh, he's got to come back to the court.
Oh.
And the reason he has to come back to the court is because for some reason, the Looney Tunes either exist in our world or in a parallel universe that Michael Jordan can access. And a bunch of space aliens who also play basketball are somehow oppressing the Looney Tunes. And for some reason, basketball will help, or they can like stop them by winning at basketball. I think Danny DeVito's in it.
Wow.
I know Bill Murray's in it. Oh, I know for sure Wayne Knight is in it
Mm-hmm.
because I've definitely seen one scene of this movie on like TV or whatever where Wayne Knight is on a basketball
This
court.
movie is like a culmination of so many movies that we've watched,
Mhm,
actually, now that I
mhm.
think of it.
Yeah. Oh, I think there's like a lady bunny who wasn't a character until this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think she was created for the movie.
Jessica
or-
Rabbit?
Feminism or
That's
something.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Ah, right.
She's not a bunny.
She's a human that
What
took the
is her
name
name?
Rabbit.
Oh.
Babs? I want to say Babs.
That's
I believe Babs.
Babs is the Tiny Toon.
Oh, is this Tiny Two lady? The pink one?
Babs Bunny is Tiny Toon.
Oh, then I think it's Babs. She's pink.
But that's not the Tiny Toon. This is
But
an
all the
adult.
girls-
This is an adult bunny.
Barbara.
Oh, it's not the same bunny.
Barbara Bunny.
Okay,
That
No,
sounds like
I
a
don't.
bet.
I don't
a
know what
bet.
her name.
It's a good bet.
Her name is then.
Barbara Bunny. I like it.
sure. I don't know. I think that's all I know. They play basketball. I think there's shit. It's a I want to say Boys to Men song in this movie. Is that the right?
No,
Shit. Who does it?
R. Kelly.
Damn it.
Ooh.
Oh,
All right.
bummer.
Well,
Yeah.
that's too bad.
Well, what are you going to do?
What are you gonna do? It was the 90s.
It was the 90s, though,
Only
right?
a couple
Yeah.
of stories had come out.
Oh, geez. Is this like early 90s, mid, or late?
Well, when was the
Ooh.
Dream Team?
Oh, the
Oh,
Dream
92.
Team?
That was
Okay.
92, wasn't it?
I
Because
don't
he
know.
was like he retired
know.
a couple years after that.
Was that in
Right.
the Hot Atlanta Olympics?
What?
No, the Atlanta Olympics was 96.
And did the Dream Team dream there?
That was not their introduction. The Dream Team, I think, came out in 92. I don't know where I'm pulling that from, but I feel certain about it.
Mm.
So
When was
that's probably
like
wrong.
What does that mean for this movie, though?
Well, because wasn't it like...
So after that.
Well, yeah, because there was Dream Team, and then there was like Chicago Bulls dominating basketball for multiple years in a row. And I feel like he was there for most of that, if not all of it.
And then his dad died, and he retired, and he played not basketball. He played baseball.
Baseball.
Was he like first baseman or something?
I don't remember.
I don't think so. He
don't know
was
what
not
position
good
he
at it,
played.
right?
He wasn't great
Well,
at it. I mean, he was
He was great, but he wasn't as great as other
like a
baseball
professional
players.
baseball
he was.
player.
But wasn't he in the professional? Wasn't he?
I mean,
did
he
play
wasn't-
for the White Sox or something?
I thought he played for like the minor leagues.
Oh,
don't remember.
I guess I don't know.
I literally, my only memory of that time of Michael Jordan's career, since I'm not much of a sports follower, was just like a still photo of him at bat. I could not tell you what uniform he's wearing.
Yeah,
It feels black and white.
yeah,
I would
Okay.
believe White Sox.
and it would make sense because it's a Chicago team.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, our Chicago Bulls guy is
Yeah,
now a
like,
Chicago White
hey,
Sox guy.
Come on down to get a Chicago dog and watch your boy Michael play some baseball.
Michael Jordan's playing for the Sox.
Mikey George's gonna play for the. I only like half understand what Chicago accents sound like.
He's got to swing the bat hard and get a lot of home runs.
That's something. That's maybe a little more Fargo.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm too far north. I took a car down just to ride down to see
took the
Michael
wrong
Jordan
turn
play.
at Albuquerque. That's a
But,
Looney Tunes joke.
Molly's bet, unrelated to the
Yeah.
movie,
Yes.
is I really think he was in the minor leagues because I think a lot of people came out to minor league games
I
to
also
see
think
him
that.
play.
That makes sense.
It just seems like
And it might have been the farm team for the White Sox or something like that. But I really,
yeah. I feel like I agree with you, Molly, because I feel like professional sports wasn't corrupt enough for them to be like, yeah, you can just play in a professional team. Who
Mhm.
cares?
yeah. P.S. There's a really good Netflix
Lola
documentary.
Bunny.
Lola Bunny.
Does that sound right?
Sure, that's
Sure.
yes, I
Okay.
accept.
I'm sorry.
Great. Oh, that's okay.
There's a good documentary about what?
Yeah, it's just about the last independent minor league baseball team in the
Oh.
country. It was
Oh.
in the 70s.
Nice.
And it's famous guy's dad did it.
Oh,
Which
And I saw
guy's
this. You know what?
dad?
I saw this documentary
Whose
like
famous
3
dad
weeks
has a
ago, and I can't tell you anything.
Wait, you only saw this a couple weeks ago?
Is the dad also famous, or just
no,
the
he was
child?
in just his
Son.
child, his son,
Oh boy,
super famous.
Reinhold DiCaprio.
No, it's like a Bridges maybe or a
it's like Jeff Bridges' dad.
no, but
Jeff
not
Bridges'
Jeff,
dad's
the
a
other
famous
one.
actor.
Is he?
I think so.
That
Who's
sounds
the
right.
other guy with squinty eyes who maybe
Oh.
married Goldie Hawn?
Kurt
Douglas.
Russell.
Russell.
Kurt Russell?
Kurt Russell's dad.
did marry Goldie Hawn. Well, they didn't marry.
They
I
had
think
like
they had
a
a long-term
long-term relationship.
commitment, and they just smoked weed all the time.
Yeah.
But now they're separated.
Oh.
Are you thinking of?
Who am I thinking? Oh no, yeah, I'm right.
Are
Yeah.
you thinking of what's her name's dad? Kate Hudson's
Kate
dad.
Hudson's dad. Who's Kate Hudson's dad?
I don't know. Hudson. Someone Hudson.
Oh gosh,
Hudson.
you guys, I am so sorry. I tell you what, if you subscribe,
So Robert Buscemi started a baseball team.
I can picture him. Anyway,
So check
tweet
it out.
at us.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Just tweet at us. Baseball documentary Molly forgot. #.com.
Hashtag.com.
Please
Yeah.
tweet that at us.
Please tweet that at us. We'll know.
Well, no.
We'll know what you're
I
talking
mean.
about.
And then he came back
Who?
Michael
Jordan.
Oh.
for the Wizards.
What?
Wizards.
Oh, the
they
Washington
made a new
game.
team.
Oh.
The Wizards. They're like, Michael Jordan's back.
Didn't he like
But he wasn't
manage a
great anymore?
team? at some
Now he
point?
does. I thought he did. He
I
did
feel like I saw
after that.
footage of him like being mad at someone for playing shitty.
Yeah, I think that was after he played for a while.
Oh,
more.
okay.
He played for a few more seasons, like a couple more.
You think the
Couple more.
cartoon movie made him realize he loved the game?
God. I mean,
Well, he did do Space Jam and then went back to playing baseball or basketball.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, and I used to work for a company that was, Warner Brothers was one of the sibling companies.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I remember when I watched this movie was, oh man, Warner Brothers was all over merchandise for this.
How could they not be, right?
Just basically an ad for merch.
I had Space Jam curtains in my bedroom
Nice.
Wow.
growing up.
Oh, that's a much better clue than Michael Jordan's career.
Oh,
Yeah.
like
That's a
when the
much
movie comes
better
out. Yeah.
clue.
oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
we're trying to figure out when the movie comes out.
Yeah.
What,
What-
I was old enough that I remember the movie.
Okay.
And then
Old enough to choose curtains?
yeah,
Yeah.
it was for my brother and I shared a bedroom at that time.
Ooh.
My grandma made the curtains
Oh.
for us.
Oh.
That's so sweet.
But they were Space Jam curtains.
Nice.
So what year do you think this was?
Well, I know what year it came out.
Can you tell us how old you were?
I was 7.
Okay. 96.
Yes.
Oh, yay. Great job, everybody.
Yeah. I now have your birth year burned into my brain because it makes me super depressed every time I think about it.
Guess how I turned a big age in 1 month from
35.
now. Oh, I'll already have been 35 for 1 month.
Yeah.
Oh,
What? Oh, when this comes out.
Yeah.
Got it.
great.
People are like, that math doesn't add up.
It's fine.
I've always been 35.
Did your grandma say it's curtains for you when she gave you those new curtains?
Yeah, and then she smoked a cigar.
Yeah, and like ran her thumb across her throat.
Yeah.
But then you open the gift and you're like, oh.
She was wearing a
Thanks,
fedora.
Grandma.
It's a Space
Yeah.
Jam.
Yeah.
Okay, here's my question about this movie, and you don't need to answer it because maybe this is a bet, but I'm trying to figure out, having never seen it, if the Looney Tunes already know how to play basketball, or part of the plot is that they get Michael Jordan to teach them to play basketball.
Yeah.
I don't know, and I don't remember anything more of the movie than you've already said.
Okay.
I forgot that there was like a plot to the movie until you started
Oh, there
talking
is
about
one.
it. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, there is a plot.
I think they play. They just don't play very well.
Okay.
They're terrible.
Yeah.
I think they must be bad and be like, we need Michael Jordan.
But like, in the premise of the movie, do they already play basketball together, or like literally do the monsters come and like, we'll play you for something, so they're forced to play basketball?
I think
There's a bad monster.
there's a whole team of bad
Oh,
monsters.
yeah.
Well, not yet though, because they're like
What?
little like bugs. They're like little tiny monsters.
Okay.
And then somehow they take some sort of like potion.
Yeah.
Steroids.
That's like, but it's like combined with other basketball players.
What?
Right?
Oh, right.
And
there
then they,
are
like-
other basketball
What?
Yes.
Yeah, because like Larry Bird and Charles Barkley
Oh, yes.
and
Wait.
They all get like absorbed.
They,
They're
like-
turned into tunes.
and then they get terrible at basketball.
Yes.
And everyone's like, what's wrong with
Oh,
you?
because their abilities have
They
been absorbed.
steal the essence
stolen.
of
Yes.
basketball.
Yeah,
Oh,
and then they turn into these huge, the Monstars.
and Michael
Yes.
Jordan
Their
doesn't get his skill stolen because he's not playing basketball anymore.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
excellent work.
Also-
Probably 18 screenwriters.
He definitely plays baseball in this movie.
Oh, nice.
At some
Really?
point.
Did they
'cause
make fun of him?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and then he's golfing with Bill Murray.
Sure.
And
That checks out.
then
Yeah.
that's how they like pull him into the like
Oh, through the
cartoon
golf
world.
hole.
Yeah, because
The
they're like,
Toon World?
we need help with our basketball team because we need to beat these guys to something. I don't know
I think
why.
the
To
stakes
keep
are very high.
Like,
Like,
they
if
save
they
the
lose,
universe?
they'll all be slaves or something.
What?
Oh, maybe
Yeah.
that sounds right.
Yeah.
Toon slaves?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
Oh yeah, I think it gets dark.
Yeah.
Like they're
Oh.
like, this is what it will look like for us.
Jesus.
yeah.
So is Bill Murray just like a happy accident, or is he like the medium between Toon World and
Oh,
Michael Jordan's
no.
world?
I think he's just a friend,
I
a
can
goofy friend.
I think
I
it's just a
can-
cameo.
picture him in basketball gear.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I feel like
he
he's
comes out onto
also
the court,
on
yeah.
basketball court.
Yeah.
Oh, is he like the coach then?
No.
No.
Is he
comes
as
out-
his
I think
agent?
he's wearing a bucket hat at some point.
Oh, Molly's bet he's Michael Jordan's agent.
Bill
in the
Murray?
movie. Yeah, Bill
yeah, I
Murray.
can't remember if he's playing a character or actually playing Bill
Oh,
Murray.
okay.
What does
I
Wayne
bet
Knight
he's
do?
actually playing Bill Murray.
Wayne
Is
Knight?
he the coach
Mm,
or the?
no, he plays for the team though,
Oh,
the Looney Tune
Bill
team.
Murray?
so just random human beings
No,
also
Wayne
play basketball?
I'm trying to remember why he's there.
Like, is it like?
I can picture him in the uniform.
Hmm.
I just love the idea of
And
Michael Jordan.
maybe he's, you know what? I think he's like the water boy or something.
Okay.
And then at some point he gets pulled out
I
onto the court.
see.
And it's funny because he's like
Wayne
not,
Knight.
he's like not a basketball
I love the
player.
idea of all of the actors in this movie playing themselves, and Michael Jordan being like, "Oh, we need to fill out the roster," but like because all of his basketball friends lost their basketball powers, he's like, "I'll just hang out with like these guys I did commercials with one
Yeah,
time or
yeah.
something."
Molly's bet Larry Bird not a great actor.
Oh, that's probably
Yeah.
a good bet.
That's a great bet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess. Okay, let's think about which basketball players are probably in this movie and whether they have decent acting chops or not. I'm gonna say
That's
Barkley
fair.
does okay.
I would say Barkley
I feel like
is
he's fun.
fun,
Yeah.
but wouldn't.
I mean, he's still Charles Barkley, but like he holds his own on SNL.
Was Grant
Just being a weirdo.
popular during this time?
Ulysses
Who?
S.
Ulysses S crushes it in this movie.
Oh no. Why can't I think of his last
He
name?
plays Yosemite Sam.
Never mind.
I don't know who that is.
Bob Grant.
Just will you write down Molly's bet? Somebody
Grant?
named Grant is in this.
That's a basketball player.
I think so.
Scottie Pippen.
Scottie
Oh,
Pippen.
that's a
Pippen.
great one.
He's not good.
But isn't Scottie Pippen? Didn't he play for the Bulls?
Man.
Yeah, he was like.
I think
They were
got-
rivals.
Yeah, I think they got different people.
Oh. Yeah,
they were
maybe.
rivals. I thought they were teammates.
Oh, like the
Scottie Pips?
oh,
Yeah.
because it wasn't. Okay.
Although Michael
There's like
Jordan
a
is
really tall
famously-
guy.
That-
I don't know
okay.
his name.
Okay.
No, but he's like so tall.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Ooh,
No.
maybe.
He's
Oh.
pretty
No.
good
Yeah, he is good.
at acting
Yeah.
and kung fu movies.
And writing columns for like HuffPo.
Oh,
now,
yeah.
Or whatever.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Kareem's crushing it.
He is crushing
Still
it.
to this day.
Check him out.
Wow. Go Kareem.
Oh, I think he also does. We can keep talking about how great he is. I think he also does like charity work for kids in low income schools.
Oh, that's very cool.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe he needs a creep now. It's 2019. Who knows?
Who knows?
Google it.
You
Wow.
thinking of
Year
Wilt,
makes people
Wilt
creepy.
Chamberlain? He's tall and a creep.
Isn't he
Oh.
dead by now?
Yeah.
Wilt Chamberlain?
By the time this movie came out?
I guess I don't
96?
know that he's a creep. I only know that he bragged that he had sex with. Like,
I mean, doesn't that kind of just
2,000
doesn't that
women.
in 2019 just make you a
Oh,
creep by
right.
default?
Like some mathematically impossible amount of women.
I feel like that just by default kind of inches you into creep territory,
Yeah,
right?
I mean
Yikes.
the overlap is heavy.
Yes. The creep diagram, the creep of I don't know how to make a Venn joke about
Creep Ven?
creep Venn. The creep Venn is
They're creeping into your charts.
yeah, it's almost just one circle.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
At that
pretty
point.
gross.
Yep.
Eclipse, full eclipse.
Anyway,
Total eclipse of the creep.
Larry
Yeah.
Bird
Yeah.
sucks. Charles Barkley probably does okay. We're talking about acting here.
Anyway,
Acting.
Larry Bird sucks.
Hey, Bird, I'm coming for you. I'm on the whoever.
Celtics, the Celtics rival.
Yeah,
That's Bastard.
Magic Johnson. I'm on Wait, I can't have a Boston accent
Oh,
about
is
Magic
Magic
Johnson's
Johnson
side.
in this?
Great question.
Sure.
Sure.
Molly's bet he is in it. Sure. Why not? It's fun.
And do you think he's good or bad at acting?
I think he's great at acting.
Magic.
Wow,
Yeah.
great.
Nice.
He's magic.
Is there anyone else? How many basketball players do they need to be like?
5.
Oh, they stole all the basketball
There
players.
are 5 of them.
Oh,
Is
Jesus.
Shaq around yet?
No.
Denny Rods. Is Denny Rods in this?
Who?
Dennis Rodman.
Oh, he'd
No.
be a good get.
Yes?
He would, but
no.
he's not around in this one.
I don't
Isn't
think
he?
so.
No.
Wasn't he part of the Bulls?
I don't know. Put Molly down for no and Dan down for yes.
Yeah, spicy.
That's
Yes.
very
Spice it up.
spicy.
Keep it spicy.
I guess a quick shut up, nerds. If anyone listening actually followed basketball in the 90s, because we have no idea.
We have no idea.
Yeah.
We've really expanded the scope of things we don't know about.
Yeah, I mean, this is not to celebrate anniversary. It's not just a movie podcast. It's a food podcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a gourmet soda podcast.
Yes.
It's a sports podcast.
We're bad at memory in general.
Yeah. We're totally recalling everything.
What else was going on in 1996?
Yeah.
I graduated from college.
Yeah.
I started high school? Yes.
What was I doing? I don't know. I was probably just being like an awkward middle schooler and hating myself. That sounds about right.
Oh.
I was jamming out to Space Jam.
Yeah.
The only other thing I remember at Space Jam is it has a famously bad website.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it's still up.
It's one of the most infamously bad movie websites there is.
Yeah.
Really?
Because it's
Yeah.
like classic mid-90s internet. No one knows
Yeah,
what they're doing.
96. Like
Yeah.
it couldn't have
Like
been
the
great.
most basic website. In
I
the
believe
world.
the
Probably
landing
was
page
pretty
is
good
just
because
like
it had like some like
GIFs
some
or
gifs.
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 Gifts.
An
Get him with the
itty-bitty
gifts back in.
Space Jam.
But I believe the landing page
Yeah.
is just like
What?
Why do you think that's how they would say jam?
I don't know. How would they say jam?
Jam.
Jam.
Nope. No.
Space Jam.
Space Jam.
We get
Space Jam.
That
Nope.
can't do it.
What?
Apologies to our
Australian
Australian
listener.
Hi, Victoria. Sorry.
name drop. So I believe you just like the whole page is just space. It's
Yes.
just like black
Star
with,
background.
with star background, and then
what do
it's
they call
hidden
that?
where you can click
Oh,
on things.
no. I hated that phase.
Yeah.
I was making websites in 96. That's the year I learned how to make them.
Did you make a
Oh.
Space Jam website?
No, I didn't, but
Oh.
I made the first ever WCW Nitro Girls website that same year.
Wow.
Or maybe it was 97, 96 or
World
97.
Nitro.
Hey, sister, are you ready to get your nitro on?
Do you want to join our mailing list?
Y'all, I will say this though, and basically the website I made was just pictures of Nitro Girls, but
Quick sidebar.
Yeah.
What's a nitro girl?
okay, it's basically cheerleaders for wrestling.
Got it.
Okay.
And it was created by a woman who has her MBA from Northwestern University and super smart and also incredible dancer and also married to Diamond Dallas Page. So step back,
Whoa.
everybody else.
Jeez.
Yeah. But yeah, she was like, what does wrestling need? Oh, dance team. So she created it and it almost, at least online, it eclipsed WCW news, right?
Awesome,
Because, they
awesome.
would come up with WCW stuff every week.
Right.
And like make sure there was lots of new content. And all I had to do was post pictures and
Right.
it got a lot of page views.
Uh-huh.
I tried to make it as dignified as possible.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
your service.
Part of the reason that I was hired when I was local and I was a woman and they were like, try to make it classy. And
Yeah.
I said, okay, I'm on it.
Okay.
Did you have any
Okay.
under construction sections
Ooh,
with the
yeah.
animated
Oh, on my work?
lady digging?
Oh, I'm sorry. Not on my work.
Ooh.
Oh.
No. Yeah, it would have had to be 97. Yep, it happened in 97 because 96 I was still doing other stuff. I also made a lot of websites between.
Braggy.
Yeah.
Okay,
This
all
is
right.
really
I just
braggy.
want you to understand that it was not exclusively the Nitro Girls.
Can
that I worked
we
on.
see your portfolio? MollyChase.com.
Oh, you know what? Maybe that'll be bonus content
Yes.
on Patreon. Yeah, I will do that.
Yes.
I will point you to something. I don't know what the Wayback Machine remembers,
Nice.
but yeah.
You don't have it saved on a zip disk or something?
Oh God, I probably do, but I don't know where that zip drive is. Yeah, I don't know.
Do you have that in 96? I feel like it
Oh,
was all
yes.
floppy in 96.
Oh, shut your face.
She was an
Whoa.
advanced web
Yeah, that's
designer.
right.
I was a
She
web
was zipping.
designer.
100 megabytes, baby.
Lightning fast.
I remember upgrading to a 56K modem.
Oh,
And that was
yeah.
a big deal.
I bet I got a computer that year. I bet our family got a computer that year. And
Yeah.
I know for a fact it had 4 gigabytes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I made websites where I would really optimize every image for loading because it was ridiculous. You had no space.
Mhm.
And then you also had to work really hard because you had to make it work on Explorer and Navigator,
Oh,
Do you have
God.
to
the two browsers.
do a Space Jam?
You had to really Space Jam.
What?
Space Jam your.
Yeah, you had to jam
Gifts.
into that
Oh, I get it. High five.
LOL.com.
What?
It was just much better than anyone gave it credit for.
I said high five.
I gave it LOL.com.
That's huge.
I laughed.
Okay, that's fair.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Tweet at us your rating of Beth's joke.
Yes, agreed.
Better be a 5-star. rating.
Hashtag great joke, Beth.
Great joke.
If it's not a 5-star, just don't even bother.
don't
Because
bother.
I will cry.
If you can't say anything 5-star, don't say anything at all.
It's true.
Yes. Anyway, basketball tunes.
Basketball tunes.
Okay.
Oh, I think my last bet will be there's a very good cigar chomping tune.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's the monster villain guy.
Is he the? I think he's like the manager.
This is
of-
DeViet's?
Yeah. Oh, maybe. Yes. He's
I
probably the
believe that.
voice of that
I
guy.
believe
That.
that.
makes sense.
Nice.
Yeah, he's like the manager of the Monstars.
Yep.
I would like to do a quick bet. Let's collectively bet who is actually on the basketball team.
Oh, which
Oh.
tunes?
There's a lot of characters in the Looney Tunes, Warner Brothers stable,
Okay, Bug.
but a
Say
basketball
Porky
team's only
Pig.
how many people, right?
Yeah. 5.
5?
5 on the court.
Right. There's
I
got to be
don't-
more than that, though, right?
Yeah, I can't remember what the number.
Okay.
There is a number.
Yeah.
We got Bugs.
Got Bugs for sure. We got
Lola.
Lady Bunny.
I think her name is Lola.
Lola.
I again would like to say, I think Porky Pig.
Porky.
Okay.
I like Porky.
Tweety Bird.
Yeah, for sure, Tweety.
Tweety's
Tweety's
out there?
Got to move those sweatshirts, bro.
Yeah.
Come
And
on.
it's like Tweety's
Is
uniform
it
is really
Tasmanian
long.
Devil make an appearance?
Yeah,
I bet he
think
makes an
so.
appearance. I bet he runs the court at some point.
I think
Is somebody saying?
Yep, that's it. I almost called
Yeah.
him Mustache Sam.
Yep. That's his
Mustache
other name.
Sam. He shoots the ball at one point and
Nice.
pops it.
Elmer Fudd.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I mean, Daffy's got to be in there, right? He's
Yeah.
like
Yep.
the number 2 tune.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's got to be involved in some way.
I think I think there's a joke about Tweety getting squished by the basketball at some point.
Nice.
Oh.
Sylvester
Yeah,
the cat,
probably.
probably, if Tweety's there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I never really
How
cared
about the
for their
creep,
name.
creep skunk?
Wiley
Pepe Le
Coyote.
Pew.
Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
I
I'm
don't
not gonna
know.
bet that.
I am betting that.
You don't think either
I'm
of them
gonna
are
do
there?
a hard bet on that.
I bet at the very least, Coyotes like helps them equip themselves.
Ooh, they probably do get an Acme crate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't necessarily have to play basketball, but if they're
I
like
mean,
involved in
yeah,
the game.
they have to win in a very Looney Tune way.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
If they win.
Pepe, what? Beth. Pepe Le
think,
Pew,
I don't know.
bet he does something uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yep.
Um,
I'd like to make a bet that it does not pass the Bechdel-Wallace
Oh,
test.
great.
Yeah, I can't even think of one woman who's in the movie.
Lola-
I'm sure there
Lola Bunny.
are.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
there's like.
I think she's going to be offensive to all
maybe,
of us.
maybe one of the monsters is a lady.
Oh, it could happen.
Well, no, because they're all basketball. Like, they're all like male basketball players.
Wait,
NBA
the
stars.
basketball players are transformed into the monsters?
No,
No, their
just
essence
take
gets
their
stolen.
juice.
I think it's stolen.
Yeah, they take their basketball juice.
Yeah.
So what you're saying, a woman can't take the basketball juice of a man, Beth?
Wow.
I'm saying I don't think it happens in the movie.
All right.
There you go.
Not 96. We'll see if the LeBron reboot
Yeah.
has some lady monsters taking
You okay there?
juice.
Yeah, what's happened?
What?
Your voice
Your
is.
voice is weird.
We'll see if the LeBron reboot has some lady monsters in it.
Yeah.
By the way, this is being rebooted not soon. I think it's
No.
like it's like announced, but
Yeah.
they
That
haven't
was
even
a
started.
2020 situation.
Yeah. And they
Okay.
still got to work out their like shoe rights or something.
It's not going to take very long to film.
No, not with computers.
That's right. I guess
These
it'll all be
days.
CGI.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I
Did we
don't.
get everybody? Oh, I bet Marvin the Martian shows up
Oh yeah,
Oh,
for sure.
yeah.
doing
He's
something.
the most spacey of everybody.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Space Jam.
Oh yeah.
It's your chance.
Why is
Do
it
your
in
dance at the
space?
Space Jam.
Are the
Yep.
monsters from space?
Put your hands.
Yes,
In
the
the
monsters
air,
are from
if you feel
space.
so.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, all I'm saying is I've heard this song 1 million times.
So there's
Yeah.
a Space Jam song and then there's the R. Kelly song.
Yes.
Okay.
I believe I can fly.
Got it.
Yep.
Oh.
Who does the Space Jam song?
I don't know.
Oh.
Is that Boyz II Men? Was I right?
No,
I don't think so.
No,
Damn
it's
it.
like
I think it's someone we don't
it's a
really
party.
know.
It's a party jam.
Okay.
Space Jam.
It's your chance.
Do your dance. at the Space
Space
Jam.
Jam.
Awesome.
It's a very catchy.
Are those the
song.
lyrics? I hope so.
Yeah, I think
that's
they
what I
are.
thought they were when I was 7 years old.
People love it. They will perk up when you play this song.
Yeah.
The Space Jam song?
Yeah,
It's
Okay.
a fun song. It's pretty catchy.
All right.
and it just feel. Yeah, it's like you can just feel the wave of nostalgia go through.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well.
Molly, how do you think we should rate this movie?
question.
Space Jam curtains.
Oh,
Oh.
nice.
Yep. What do you think, Dan?
So this is like a set of curtains?
I
Or
mean, yeah.
one panel?
I mean, if you really want to be specific, I would say if you say one, you mean 2 panels that
Got
make
it.
it up. So if you said 1.5, it'd be
3.
1.5 sets of curtains.
got it.
Okay.
Got it. So like
Yeah.
maybe you'd have one for like just over a kitchen window or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe the one just dropped off because your brother was rowdy one afternoon or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
I was going to try to say something disparaging, but then didn't remember your brother's name. So forget it. What?
I was gonna say Brother K. Gibbs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're all BKGs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Shit.
He calls himself the OG BKG
Oh.
because my full name is Elizabeth.
Mm.
His is Benjamin.
Oh, I see.
But we have the same middle name
Yeah, but you know what?
and last name.
You're actually using it for commercial purposes. So
It's true.
you
Now it's
legally
trademarked.
Yeah, you
Now I'm
legally have more.
BKGTM.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Suck it, curtain dropper.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's very nice. Okay. I know nothing about this movie, but it sounds ridiculous. So I
Yeah.
bet I'm going to love it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say 4 Space Jam curtains
Wow.
just to give myself room to grow or hedge my bets. Because it also is like an insane marketing scheme from the 90s. So it could also just be terrible.
I'm going to say 5
Wow.
because I remember loving this movie so much as a kid. It like really stands out to me as
Nice.
a movie that was a big deal. And I think I'm going to get a wave of nostalgia, but I also think it's going to be ridiculous and it's just going to be so fun to watch with people who are going to make jokes about it.
How long has it been since you've seen it?
Ooh,
I
great
mean,
question.
probably since that time. I haven't seen it as an adult.
So like we're talking over 20 years.
Yeah, over 20 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
I am now not sure if I've seen this whole movie.
What?
No, come on.
I feel like
that's
this could have
mine.
been like I caught parts of it on
Oh my
TV
God.
a couple times.
Full on chase over here.
Yeah.
But it feels like a movie I'll like. 4.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I'm gonna. I don't know, what do we call it when you just go middle of the road? 3, Cowardly
Coward.
3.
Yeah. You're going to take the rocket to Coward Planet.
Yes.
Or get drafted to the San Antonio Cowards.
Yeah, I mean, basically, because I remember watching it and I just thought this is bonkers, but I'm worried I've seen it too recently to like fully enjoy it. I think it'll end up being more like 3.5 to 4 curtains by the time we're done joking around about it while we watch it.
Sure.
But I can't make guarantees.
Right.
So,
We might just be
yeah.
terrible tonight.
No. I think y'all will be great.
We'll all be
but
dropping bombs the whole time.
Yeah. And I'll have my gourmet soda, so.
Oh, that's true.
Okay, you know what? I'm just going to be slightly bolder and give it a 3.5 sets of curtains.
Yeah.
Space Jam curtains.
So that's like
7
7
curtains.
curtains.
Yeah. 3.
Well, 7 panels.
Yeah. So like 3 windows have the double treatment.
Yeah.
And then 1 window either is just like a nice little.
It's just like the little window
Mhm.
that just sort of.
Yep.
Or maybe
Yeah.
it like covers a doorway.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it separates my room from my sister's or
Yep.
something.
Yeah.
Or you had to separate your room, and then that usurper,
Benjamin.
BKG came in and
Patriarchy.
does he listen to this?
No.
Okay, nice. That motherfucker.
Oh my goodness.
But my mom
Oh,
does.
sorry.
My
that's right.
goodness.
Jeez.
That nice boy
Yes.
who's making something of himself.
Yes.
Yeah.
But not with BKG trademark. Came in and tore down a curtain.
Wow.
Then
that
that
does
would-
seem about right, though.
Yeah.
Like for little brother to
Yeah.
do. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They tear down curtains.
For sure.
I'm going to jam this curtain out the window.
Now I'm Danny DeVito's character. Blah, 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 cigar. And then they tear down the curtain.
Yeah.
Because they role play as a villain.
And with that, we're going to press pause, go watch Space Jam, and we'll be right back. And we're back. We just watched 1 hour and 27 minutes of activity.
Things happen.
Put that
Yeah.
on the poster.
Things happen.
Activity.
Moved across the screen.
Molly Chase from the internet. You'll love the activity
Of this
of
movie.
Space Jam.
I appreciate the runtime for sure.
Of course you did.
Yeah. Oh, that was a
Sub 90.
Yeah.
good.
Doing it
True
great.
Toadheads will remember that Dan is a big fan of tight 90s
Yeah.
for movies.
Yeah.
This movie did not need to stretch even, I would say, 30 seconds more. I feel like it was pretty tight.
If anything, it had been stretched like 10 minutes longer than it had to be.
This probably
Yeah.
could have been like a 48-minute TV movie.
Yeah, this could have been a TV special for sure. Like
Yeah.
that one in the late 80s or early 90s where all of the Saturday morning cartoon people got together to teach a kid not to take drugs.
I don't
Oh.
know that.
Oh, I
It's
don't remember that
amazing.
one.
I remember watching it where Winnie the Pooh and Michelangelo the Ninja Turtle taught a kid
Are
not
together?
to smoke or something. Yes, it was amazing.
Whoa.
It was like the Avengers Endgame of late 80s anti-drug PSAs.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I will
But
try to find
Thanos
that.
was cigarettes.
I think so, yeah. There was literally like a smog monster that was like, oh, I'm drugs. Bleh.
Wow.
That sounds
Oh.
familiar now.
Okay.
A druggy smog monster.
There was so much anti-drug.
Hey, dear.
Yeah.
And it all worked.
Worked
No
great.
drug problems in 2019.
You guys,
Nope.
Dare worked for me.
Hey,
I'm not even joking.
Won
I know-
the
we know.
war.
on.
Drugs.
When I was in the 3rd grade, we lived in Bartlett, Tennessee,
Okay.
and there was one arcade in town. I loved going to this arcade. I don't know if you know about these, but they had like video game machines.
Wait, you're not sure if we know what arcades are?
Oh,
I just don't
Molly.
know.
Just remember, I'm turning 35 this year.
Yes.
Anyway, it was the only arcade in town and it closed. And I heard from a friend that it closed. And I said, why? And she said, drugs. And y'all, I had no idea what drugs were. I thought it was a kind of monster.
Oh
Oh,
my
yes.
I
gosh.
had
It
no.
is.
It is.
Molly.
Hey.
I
Yeah.
guess it really
Hey,
is.
teens?
Teens?
Hey.
Hey.
Great.
Hey, you going to the arcade playing some Time Crisis 18 or whatever?
Yeah.
Or some dumb Star Wars game?
Virtua Fighter 40.
Maybe the one pinball machine that they had.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know what? Just enjoy the games.
Yeah.
You don't need drugs to have fun.
Winners don't use drugs.
That's right.
Yeah.
George Bush the first.
Even if a cool kid's like, hey, you want to step out over by the cars?
Yeah. Hey.
And drugs.
Hey. if the hot, rebellious older kid who runs the prize desk in the back, the
Got
tickets,
a leather jacket on.
even if he's like, oh, I'm gonna go out in the alley and drugs, have drugs. You
wanna
say,
come?
You say no, thank you.
No, thank
you.
Please give me that weird little monster that fits on my finger for 1,000 tickets, please.
I need some spider rings.
Yeah.
Ooh. How about another game 4-player Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle?
Oh,
That's one.
Such
That was
a good
one of my
arcade.
favorite
God
ones.
That was a
damn it.
good
So
one.
good.
Oh, I miss that. I used to just make
Bad
them flip
dudes.
Yeah.
Are you bad enough to save the president?
President Ronnie.
around. Really?
Yep.
Great
Wow.
game.
Great game.
Oh, dear.
Fun fact, when you saved President Ronnie, you knew it was America because he was like, thanks, bad dudes. Let's go get a burger. Ha, ha, ha.
Really?
Yeah, it was great.
I never played that one.
It's fine.
You know,
Activity.
Activity.
here's the thing.
Okay.
I think we could try to summarize it in 60 seconds,
Yes.
but I feel like we did
yeah.
a fine job at the beginning.
By just saying activity?
Yeah, I mean,
No. Everybody loves this new segment.
no, they don't.
The fans are clamoring.
We've received zero feedback about this.
Oh
new
my God.
segment.
We've gotten
No news is good news.
I mean, I've personally received zero feedback.
What about Twitter? We blowing up on the social medias?
We're blowing up. So far, no one has commented on the 60-second summary
Negatively.
segment. Negatively.
Yeah.
Mhm.
is
So that's
true.
a positive review.
Yep.
So we should do it.
Okay, great.
I'll do it.
Okay.
I think I did it last
Ooh,
time, but I'll
sorry.
do it again.
Oh, yeah, you
I
did
love
last
it
time.
so much.
Someone else should do it.
Okay, I'll do it.
Okay. I mean, since you love it so much.
Yeah.
Hold
Are
on.
you pulling
hold
up a
on.
timer?
Yeah.
Don't
yeah.
intentionally torpedo the
Yeah,
segment,
hey,
Molly.
don't try to ruin the segment.
Don't
Hey,
sabotage.
Molly,
Hey.
cool it.
Hey, even if the hot 17-year-old who's giving you like Fred Flintstone plushies is like, oh, I hate that 60-second summary thing. Isn't that lame?
Yeah.
I'm going to go drug up.
Yeah. Hey, have you read this paperback book?
And then I'd say, don't use the word lame. It's ableist.
Hey.
Oh,
It is. I know it's hard to get out of my vocabulary.
I'm catching the rye right now.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Oh gosh.
bread?
Oh.
Here,
Rye bread?
you better be holding
Oh, I get it.
Caulfield drug.
I got
Hey.
a bad
Ooh.
coffee from
Hey.
all the drugs I did.
Let me hand you. Hey, have you heard of Atlas Shrugged?
It's a gateway drug for
Man,
capitalism.
my fountainhead is floating from all the drugs I
Okay,
did.
you ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Go.
What is essentially a biography of Michael Jordan is interrupted by some animation during which aliens are working at an amusement park and they are abused by their capitalist overlord alien, and they decide, or he decides, I don't know, something happens with the Looney Tunes and they're going to make the Looney Tunes their slaves and live in the amusement park, and that's
30
tiresome.
seconds.
And then the Looney Tunes, they go and they get Bugs Bunny and he gets all his friends and they're like, you're our slaves now. And then they challenge them to basketball because they're tiny. The opponents are tiny, but then the opponents are able to capture the talents of team players. And fortunately,
10 seconds.
P.S., they go to a Bulls game and not to an Atlanta Hawks game. But anyway, they capture the talent, and then Michael Jordan goes back to basketball.
Great.
Okay.
Wow.
I feel like you.
I feel like you skipped over they play a basketball game.
Which is at least a third of
At
the
least a
movie.
third of the movie.
I'd say in the best third.
Explain the comment about the Atlanta Hawks, though.
No, because they go to go capture talent from the NBA because
Yep.
they watch an instructional video about what basketball is.
Yep.
They show up at a Knicks Bulls game.
Yep.
When I was watching that, I was
Suns.
like, it's really great that you picked that game for all those players, because what if you'd gone to an Atlanta Hawks game circa 1996?
They were not good.
They at that time,
Not
I don't
great.
think they were great.
Are they still around?
Pretty good now.
Oh,
Pretty
okay.
good.
Great.
Or they were good. They've had ups and downs.
Okay.
But during my entire childhood, it was downs.
Do you think it was
Um,
because animated goop went into their noses and stole their talent?
I mean, I have to assume, based on this film, that that's exactly what happened. No, I love my Atlanta Hawks. I'm just saying that, like, if you're going to show up at an NBA game to steal talent, they just happen to pick Like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, they
Yeah,
might
like
have
the
done some.
two best
They
teams
might have
playing
done
each
some
other at
research
that time.
beforehand.
Yeah.
Like
you
one
know how
of
we
them.
know that?
Why?
Because at the end of the movie, there was like a list of 8 people who their credit was basketball research.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Which is pretty
Like
cool.
4 of those were like, what are the 1996?
Right.
What game had the most star players?
Because Google didn't exist. You had to
Oh.
do some real research.
Yeah.
They had to
Yeah.
flip
I mean,
through
maybe-
Or it
basketball
did, but it
books.
wasn't
Maybe
the way it is
space.
today.
Maybe
Yeah.
Space Google existed though.
They had
What?
Alta Vista.
Maybe they went onto their
What's space Google?
like they went onto their spaceship and were like spaceship.
Wait, you think the basketball researchers went on a spaceship?
No, I'm talking about within the canon of the movie. The
Oh,
Monstars,
Right.
Yeah.
little
Oh.
slug dudes with the bow
Okay.
ties, were like, "Oh, we'll just use our incredibly advanced space computer."
Well, they had
Oh.
like a whole thing where they had every TV channel
Yeah,
that's
Yeah.
ever been.
Okay, well, that's all legit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I had a thought and it left my brain.
Anyway, Atlanta Hawks were garbage in the 90s.
Yeah, take
Yeah.
that.
Oh, I know what I was going to say. If you are going to do some space research
Mm.
or Google research, I highly recommend checking out the Michael Jordan Wikipedia page. In fact, if you get bored during this movie, I recommend taking a few minutes to read up on Michael
few.
Jordan.
A few, you say, a
Just
few
a
minutes.
few.
You say.
15 to 30.
Which, if you'll remember, the movie is not even 90 minutes.
But his story is fascinating. I feel like really this film does not give it full justice.
So your issue is this film is that they skip over all of his interesting childhood
well,
and
no.
then jump to the part where Bugs Bunny, or I'm sorry, Yosemite Sam pulls him through a golf hole
Yeah.
into Toon World.
Well,
You wanted more of his time in North Carolina.
Yeah, playing for the NC.
because I think we got it a little, we got it right and wrong in the first half.
Okay.
So, for example, he did play for a White Sox minor league team who was
Okay.
the Barons,
Oh.
which are featured in
Yes.
this.
So that was
film.
Yeah.
real. That was
Yeah.
a
And
real
their
team.
their uniforms, to be fair, look like the White Sox
Yes.
uniforms.
And they had that
Well,
little
and
patch.
it's because they are a feeder team.
Yeah.
And it is owned by the same guy who owns the Bulls. And apparently he honored Michael Jordan's basketball contract at the same time as his baseball contract.
Whoa.
Wait, what?
And there are rumors, although Wikipedia takes great pains to say that they were never substantiated, that Michael Jordan had a gambling issue.
Mm.
Oh,
And that
I
his
could
first
believe that,
retirement
sure.
was, in fact, a suspension
Ooh.
under the guise of a retirement.
Whoa.
But apparently, no one has ever proven this. But then he comes back to basketball after, and instead of being a poor player, as we recalled, he was a great player, got 3 more, I don't know, championships or something really good
Rings?
for the Bulls.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
he came back to the Wizards. He came back to the
No,
Bulls?
he came back to the Bulls, won like a bunch of stuff for 3 years, and then went to the Wizards for a couple of years.
Okay. And
Oh,
tho-
no, then retired a second time, and then Wizards, I don't know, y'all. He retired twice.
oh.
And in between, like, cleaned up, did great. And something about Scottie Pippen. I don't know.
Something
no.
about-
No, Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman
Oh.
got added to the team during that second bout of things. But he had a three-peat. That was important, and some other cool shit happened.
Okay.
Hmm.
I'm just saying, you should read that Wikipedia page, particularly
Jeez.
while watching
A
this.
talented man, but also maybe a jerk. Dan, you want to speak on
my,
this?
my understanding is that he's an asshole.
Really?
To
And he's
whom?
like to people.
Just in general?
Yeah, he like talks trash nonstop on the court and is just like a dick to
Oh.
people.
Mm.
Like on the court?
On the court, off the court,
Where are you getting this information?
people talking about it.
TMZ? You watching TMZ?
No, I don't know. Like,
Okay, so Michael Jordan is shouting trash talk to some old lady in a park because she wouldn't pick up a plastic bag.
I'm somebody who works at your office in a cubicle. I'm going to take a big sip of water from a giant container.
Hey, you're all my employees, so you gotta make me look smart, right?
Yeah, boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell
Hey,
us more about Michael Jordan.
let's talk down to people who are more successful than they'll ever be.
I mean, I
Is
don't
that
watch that
Kanye
show.
West? What, TMZ?
Yeah,
I also do.
Everybody has so much liquid. Have you noticed?
Yes.
I haven't.
It's an insane amount of water
They gotta
bottles.
hydrate. If they're flapping gums nonstop, they're gonna have cotton
kidding.
mouth.
That secret MJ sauce or whatever
Yeah.
they called it.
Yeah.
Secret
Oh.
stuff? What do they call it?
Oh, yeah, when I looked up, there was something like that. What was that? This water
Oh
that
my
was steroids?
God, Molly.
Pivotal moment of believing in yourselves, but also like
Also
encouraging steroids.
encouraging supplements and then cheating
Oh,
Because, like, okay, well, let's get into toon basketball here.
Okay.
Because it is,
There doesn't seem to be many rules.
no.
Or no rules. There were no fouls.
No.
ever.
there were points.
Yes.
There were points.
Also, like, was Marvin the Martian officiating the game?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Also-
that's not really a fair, like, I mean, he seemed to be
Whoa,
unbiased.
whoa, Beth, what are you saying?
What? What do you
Saying
mean? What
he's
am
gonna
I
side
saying?
with the
Are
Looney
you-
Tunes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Looney Tunes.
Oh, because they're all friends and they all
because he
know each
doesn't wanna
other,
be
Beth?
enslaved.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess he is the most partial because he's also
From
a space
space,
creature.
exactly.
And he's always
Yep.
trying to like
Interesting.
disintegrate everybody.
Yeah.
That's
Well, and
true.
they always have a foreman who
With
turns
his
on their...
something tour.
Yeah.
What?
He's always trying to get some super cool space gun that has like 8 syllables.
Oh, the blast. or
Sorry,
something.
toon heads.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, we're disappointing people all over the place.
It's fine. This movie disappointed us, am I right?
Yeah, you're right.
Whoa, spoilers for the end.
I liked Looney Tunes a lot as a kid.
Me too.
And for the most part, the tune parts of this did nothing for me. There's
mean-
a couple things that I was like, that's pretty good. Other than that, I was like, it didn't even, I don't know. It
Well,
wasn't even riling up my nostalgia meter.
Let's take a moment to appreciate the fact that Looney Tunes cartoons were like 6 minutes at most,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
So it's like short bursts of these characters.
But, you look back and you're like, why would What's Up, Doc be funny? Did you think about that the whole time? I thought about that as a kid. I was like, I don't get why this is supposed to be funny. I would see adults laughing, and I was like, okay, I guess this is hilarious.
Catchphrase.
yeah, I think it's just
Trace.
over and over.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not.
But it's the context that's funny, right? It's because, like, he's tricked whoever is trying to catch him.
Or he'll
Uh-huh.
like come out of their sandwich or something.
And then
Yeah.
and then he'll be like, "Hey, it's me. I'm here," which is not as good of a catchphrase.
Or there's like
hey, I'm here.
Elmer Fudd's trying to shoot him, or
Yeah.
like the bull's gonna gore him.
Yeah.
So he's
Yeah.
like cool as a cucumber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also like a sociopath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I mean, when you break it down, most of those characters are like monsters.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I mean, they're all trying to kill each other.
I mean, the only character I really liked was the Roadrunner. I liked the Roadrunner.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Fast, cute,
Mm-hmm.
saucy.
Uh-huh.
But I felt honestly bad. Listeners will probably anticipate what I'm about to say. For the coyote.
I did too.
Yeah.
He's just trying to follow his natural
It's
instincts.
just trying to get fed.
Yeah.
And I mean, so mean. Like he
Who?
goes through so much abuse.
Oh, yeah.
And that
Mm.
always made me really sad.
But he's trying to eat the Roadrunner.
Who you love.
But he's hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah. If
Well,
he
then
doesn't eat
try
the
to catch
Roadrunner,
something else.
Well,
We'll
that did occur to me. Like, just go to a McDonald's or
Okay,
something.
this is a wild animal.
Yeah, it's in his name. He's wily.
Well, he should figure out that he's never going to catch the Roadrunner.
Oh, wow.
No matter if he can order products from Acme and have them delivered.
Yeah, get
Yeah.
an Acme hamburger.
He can absolutely order some snacks.
I think it's a pride thing. I think it's a pride thing.
There's like an Acme nature box.
Yeah. Jamie Oliver's Acme meal. or whatever.
Yeah, some kind of beef jerky or something.
Yeah,
You could order a whole cow.
I think
if
it's
you
pride.
wanted.
Yeah.
I think it's pride.
Well, it's still rude.
I
what
bet he
happens
goes.
to him.
I bet he goes home every holiday, and his
Mm.
dad's like, catch that bird yet?
oh,
Oh, that's
Coyote
really sad.
Senior.
Mm-hmm.
That's sad.
Oh, can we talk about Porky Pig for just a minute?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I don't know. I never really enjoyed Porky Pig that much, but then I was watching this TV show called Younger. I don't know
Yep.
if you know about this. Anyway, there's one throwaway line in like season 4 or something where Hilary Duff
Sure.
is
I'm aware of
the
her.
star. Yes,
Yes,
great.
correct. She is the second lead.
Yes. Her character is really upset because her roommate's girlfriend stayed overnight. And she's like, in the morning, she Porky Pigged me.
What?
And then it goes on. And so you're sitting there thinking about what does it mean to Porky Pig someone? And I can only assume, and also looking it up on the internet, that it means to walk around the house with just a shirt and no underwear or pants on.
Oh.
Sure.
That makes sense.
And ever since then, I've had this new vocabulary
I love
word
it. I love it.
for very specific situations.
I love it so much.
And it's really fun. It's just much more fun if you're like reaching into the laundry to find a pair of underwear to think to yourself, oh, I'm Porky Pigging it right now,
Yeah, that's awesome.
than to think I'm half dressed.
I love it.
I invite all of you to
Give it a
this.
go?
Yeah, just give it a go. In your own home.
Yeah.
Don't expose yourself
Yeah.
to
Hey,
anyone.
teens? Hey.
Hey, cool it.
And you know what? Adults too.
Yeah.
Sure, but
Don't
like,
do it.
Especially.
I
like-
think we've established that the adults are lost.
yes,
We can
they're all
never
lost
save them.
cause,
Oh,
and
wow,
they can't
okay.
be
And we
saved.
have
Wow.
to lay the
All right.
groundwork with the teens.
Yes, burn it all down, save the next generation.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Kill all the old people.
No, I didn't
What?
say that.
Okay.
Teens
no.
rise up.
Teens rise up.
Take what's yours.
Mash your grandparents into protein paste to survive the coming climate catastrophe.
What?
But
But
before
also,
that,
put your pants on.
yeah, save
Unless you're
your junk for yourself and other consenting parties.
Yes.
Yes, explicitly consenting.
Save your junk.
enthusiastic.
Enthusiastic consent.com.
Save your junk.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree that Porky Pig's a boring character.
Yeah.
He's basically like a nice pig with a stutter.
Yeah, why are we making fun of that?
I mean, his job was usually to be like the straight man to like Daffy, or to be like
Daffy
the
Duck
oblivious.
is the worst.
Oh, really? I like
I love Daffy when I was a
Really?
kid.
Why?
I don't know, because he's a sarcastic goofball.
Yeah.
I liked when he ran out and nobody clapped for him.
Yeah, that was great.
That was a moment where I was like, no one's gonna clap for him when he runs out. I remember that.
Oh,
I think here's the thing. I liked Daffy when I was a kid because I recognized that Bugs Bunny was like, I resented Bugs' self-confidence, and anytime those two were in a cartoon together, Bugs would always win.
Yes.
And I was just like, jeez, like the privileged, self-actualized asshole is just putting, this, I mean, he's just insecure deep
Yeah.
down, Daffy Duck.
Yeah.
I feel like also Daffy is the right level of exasperated.
Yeah.
He's like an angrier C-3PO.
Yes.
He's freaking out.
Yes, all the time.
And we should be freaking out
Absolutely.
all the time.
He used to be a nut bar. Like in the beginning, when they first started doing Daffy Duck cartoons, his whole thing was just being like totally wild. And like he'd just go around making his little like thing all the time. But then after a while, yeah, he just sort of became like the put upon,
Yeah.
like sad character.
Intellectual.
Yeah.
And then I think my favorite Looney Tune is probably that one where the fourth wall is very broken and
so
he's
good.
he's being animated. He's trying to
Such
put on a good art
cartoon.
show.
Oh.
But the animator keeps
that is a
fucking
good
him
one.
over.
That's the
Yeah.
best.
That's that. Okay, I like that one.
And then in the end, it's Bugs Bunny. And he goes,
Duck-a-buck.
ain't I a stinker?
And he is a stinker.
yeah.
Man, you just
What
can't get a break.
No, he
Stinker.
can't. But it was funny when no one clapped for him.
Guess so. Can we talk about Lola Bunny?
Okay, let's
Yeah.
do it.
Because here's just before we get started,
Yeah.
Beth, my heart ached for Tiny Beth.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
Oh.
It ached for me as well because I was like, she was the one I identified with.
yeah.
Mhm.
I very literally remember like watching the Smurfs and being like, Smurfette is who I identify with,
Yep.
or Wonder Woman, or Daisy Duke,
Yeah.
or whoever the girl one
Yep,
was.
Yep.
Oh, also with Voltron, the princess, who's
Mhm.
like one of the and they are all hypersexualized.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
It's
Like,
wild.
she doesn't.
Like Lola especially. Though.
Yeah. I remember her being so cool, like, because she's good at
I
basketball.
mean, she is very good at basketball.
But
you
now-
can't take that away from
But
her.
now that as I watched it, I'm like, oh no, she's like good at basketball one time. She gets to show that off. Then the rest of the time, she's like just kind of like swinging her hips around
Well,
and getting kissed by Bugs Bunny.
I would
Getting
argue that she's.
aggressively pursued by Bugs Bunny.
Yeah.
I would argue that she is at least still like a power player on the team, though. Like she is assisting MJ a lot.
Yeah, but she's not. It's not like a focus. You know what I mean? Where
Yeah.
it's like, oh, I'm gonna show you. Like I'm gonna show you who's boss kind of situation.
Yeah.
Which she does do in the first scene where she's introduced.
Yeah.
But after that, she's just like she's like the only good player on the team.
Right.
But
Yeah.
the first scene she's introduced with saxophone music.
Yeah.
Or should I say saxophone?
You
Yeah,
should
you should say
You should
saxophone.
say
You
that.
are
There's
right.
like aggressive porn sex
Yeah.
every time she is on screen.
Even Tweety, who like I assumed was asexual,
Yeah.
is like, oh, she's hot.
Yeah. All the
Yeah.
tunes want to get some of that Lola.
Yeah. Here's my question about Lola Bunny, though. Okay, so she comes, like, we are established that, like, they live in this toon land, right? It's
Yeah.
not just them. Like, there's an entire traffic jam before the basketball game.
Yeah.
So, like, clearly they're in, like, a highly populated toon zone.
Mm-hmm.
They have all never met her before, right? It's established. They have no idea
Yeah.
who she is. She just comes in, like, oh, I heard you playing basketball. Look how good I basketball am. Like, no one thought to be like, hey, where did you learn how to play basketball? Also, is there an entire team of basketball playing tunes somewhere in the city that we could ask to do this for us? Because she's clearly very good.
Yeah.
So you would think there are probably some other tunes in that town who are also good at basketball.
Yeah.
And they could have just solved this whole problem right away.
And the problem of her being good at basketball is worsened, compounded. I don't know.
Mhm.
It's made not as just even worser by the scene where Charles Barkley has lost his talent.
Mhm.
And the way they demonstrate how far he has fallen is that some girls are playing a pickup game of basketball and he's unable to play with these teenage girls.
Yep.
And then they reiterate the joke later. So I would say, as a foundation, saying that her being good at basketball was in any way really celebrated is just undermined by the entire film.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's like a perfect example of, I think, what was in every single movie at that point in time, and kind of like the culture that like I feel like I was growing up in, where it was like it's like feminism, but not really. You know,
Yeah.
It's like, look, we put a girl in this; it's equal, and it's like, no, did you realize that like the girl did not pass the Bechdel-Wallace test?
No.
Not even.
And like the girl like doesn't get to say anything else about anything.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was like the, oh gosh, was the Spice Girls around this time? When,
Yes.
like girl power?
yeah,
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
under the guise of girl power, it mostly meant like buy shampoo.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
it was just like, it's very, very frustrating. And the Bechdel-Wallace moment, we thought, I mean, Dan, you got very excited.
Yeah, because she's like Mrs. Jordan or whatever,
Mhm.
Jordan wife. Was she even named?
No.
Okay. So she goes into the
Two
house.
unnamed female
Yeah.
characters.
So she goes into the house and they have like a housekeeper or whatever. And
Yep.
it's like, oh, what's cooking? It smells great. And then she says what's cooking.
Chicken.
And I'm like, yeah. But then neither of them are named. And like, even in the credits, it was credited as Jordan Housekeeper.
Yeah.
But maybe her name is Mrs. Jordan Housekeeper.
First name Jordan, last name housekeeper.
Lola definitely, like the fact that, like she definitely felt like anytime they would cut to her like doing like, oh, she's shooting the basketball between her legs, she's so good. Like it very much felt like executives in the boardroom just like, no, see, the sexy rabbit is good at basketball. So it's like equality, you know?
Yeah.
She's the best at basketball. Who cares if she's also got a hot crop top?
What more do you want? She's good at basketball.
good at
And you could tell because all the other male characters want to fuck her.
She's a fuckable basketball player. So when people have dragged their sisters to the movie theater, they have someone to root for.
Yeah, the sisters all can aspire to be a fuckable basketball player.
Yeah, plus doesn't hurt. It's a little bit of eye candy, but hey, rabbits, right? Rabbits.
Oh, you know what they're good at? Making
Yeah.
more rabbits.
Every time when I was growing up and Bugs Bunny would dress up like a lady, I thought to myself, someday I'm going to make a
movie with a real lady
sexy
bunny.
lady bunny.
Those are the two Warner brothers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Warner and
I
Warner.
remember I was thinking during the movie, I was like, what is the point of introducing a new
Right?
tune?
Because
we're
they
go-
needed a
Sell more
girl.
stuff.
That's exactly it, right?
Yeah.
It's like we don't have any women other
Except
than
for Granny.
We got Granny.
Who's a cheerleader? She would have been a fine basketball
Yeah,
player.
honestly, that would have been a good joke, too.
Yeah.
Because her whole bit in the cartoons is just her, like, toddling around very slowly and being, like, just
But
very, like, contained.
Doesn't she like
and-
out of nowhere just like whoop Sylvester's ass?
Yeah.
Isn't it also
So,
it?
like, it would
Exactly.
it would even fit her character's, like,
Yeah.
general thing.
And she could like very sweetly scoot by the other players and then make a basket.
Yep.
Yeah.
And, like, do a sweet dunk.
She could knit a basket and then make it. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
That would be
Talk about
pretty
making
funny.
a basket.
That would
Am I
have been
right?
funnier.
You're right.
That would have been funnier
Yeah.
than
Ugh.
sexual bunny is good at basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like they bothered to create a whole new tune
To sell
just
stuff.
to have a sexy cartoon
Mm.
and then allow Bugs Bunny to win a woman at the end.
Which is
Yes.
insane. And if you think about it again, like in terms of the executive boardroom, like at what point in the conversation of this movie's development where they're like, okay, so the premise is professional basketball player Michael Jordan gets pulled through a golf ball hole to help save the Looney Tunes from becoming slaves. Did someone be like, whoa, wait a minute. We need a love interest for Bugs Bunny. No one's going to want to watch this story.
Well, I think. Did you say like something about merchandising earlier? Right.
Someone did.
They need something
Oh, sure.
for like
The girls.
Like
right.
I'm sure that all the girls stuff had Lola Bunny and nobody else on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like the other shirts had everybody but Lola Bunny because you can't have a girl on
No,
your shirt.
gross.
Cooties.
Ew.
But like, I'm sure they were like, we need to put a girl in here. And as soon as they were like, okay, well, what's her deal? She's the best at basketball.
Okay.
And Bugs Bunny wants to fuck her.
Okay.
Now we're talking.
All right.
Now we're talking.
All right. Now.
He gets her as a prize in the end, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
'Cause
mean,
what, he
she
saves
kisses him
her-
first because he saves her, which is what all women want.
Yes. All
Yikes.
women who are skilled at something want to be saved within the context of that thing in which they are skilled.
And then at the end, he just like grabs her and like,
Yeah.
I just.
Yeah, like we were saying to the teens, this is not enthusiastic consent.
No.
Yeah.
Even if someone has given consent previously
Yeah.
and kissed you,
Yes.
does not mean 20 minutes later.
And you can't just be twice as enthusiastic and
Right.
say, there was enthusiasm. It has to come from the other person
Yeah.
or bunny. Don't make out with bunnies.
Oh, that too. Yeah. Hey.
Hey, teens, don't fuck bunnies.
Whoa.
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
wow. You have really crossed the line.
Well, this
Okay,
movie
wow.
crossed it first.
Okay, Molly
This
Berry
movie crossed it first.
disagrees with that platform.
And again, I know I've been harping on this a lot in this show lately, but like, if you're going to do it, spread it around a little. Maybe Yosemite Sam wears a crop top.
yeah.
Maybe we get to see Foghorn Leghorn's abs, right?
Yeah.
Like, if we're going to sexualize the Looney Tunes.
I mean, to be fair, to that point, we did see a lot of shots of Michael Jordan, no shirt,
Mm.
for like a couple seconds, and then a shirt goes on.
Does a Jeff Goldblum like lean without a shirt on when he's in the hotel room
right,
watching
on the
TV?
phone.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was
Oh.
very Goldblum-esque.
It was. Goldblumian.
Yes.
hmm
Probably his reference point.
Yeah.
Probably.
He's not very good at acting.
Well, he
But
wasn't the worst.
Probably
wasn't
the
the
best
worst.
basketball
Yeah.
player.
Yeah.
Did I not say Larry Bird is just truly not great?
Yeah,
Yeah,
here's
he's not good.
here's who we thought would be in it,
Okay.
and if they thought they would be good or bad.
Okay, here we go.
Larry Bird, bad, nailed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Charles Barkley, fun but also bad.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree.
I'd say fun, but also bad.
Yeah.
Someone named Grant.
Okay, that was way off.
I don't think so, but also we don't know most of the basketball
No.
players that were out there.
No.
I did write them down just
Oh,
in
You
case.
wrote
Okay.
the like core five, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Scottie Pippen, I don't think in this movie.
Not
No,
in this movie,
now
no.
we're close.
Magic Johnson, also not in
Nope.
this movie. Dennis Rodman,
No.
not
No.
in this movie.
Nope.
But there was kind of a Dennis Rodman joke, maybe.
What?
Like
Yeah.
when Daffy Duck is dressed up in his uniform, he has
Oh.
like green hair.
Yeah.
It looked like Dennis Rodman's hair.
Rodman-esque.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's who
Which,
we-
by the way, Dennis Rodman around this time did an ad campaign for milk. Got milk.
Mm.
And do you remember those posters? It'd be like celebrities
Yes.
and they'd
Yeah,
have the milk
Jordan
on
also
it.
did it.
Jordan did one
Yeah.
too.
So, but like then there was a bunch of different ones and he had different colored hair in each one, but it was like the same
Did the milk
fun.
change color?
photo. No.
No.
Oh, it's
Now
just
he's
saying
BFFs with Kim Jong Un.
He sure
Yeah,
is.
Everything makes sense.
Yep.
So what I'm saying is it supports your milk theory or whatever.
Yeah, there's something sinister.
Yeah.
Okay, the 5 players
Yep.
that we identified: Charles Barkley, Patrick Ewing, Muggsy Bogues,
Yep.
Yeah.
Larry
Bogues.
Johnson, and the tall guy that Beth had trouble identifying, and we had trouble identifying until we paused it, was Sean Bradley.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tall.
So tall.
Very tall.
Very, very
Mhm.
tall.
Very tall man.
There's a pretty
Um,
good bit where they're trying to walk down a
Oh,
hallway.
that was
That was
actually
a good
really
one.
good.
3 of them hit their heads on the
A hospital
That is pretty
good.
archway. That was good.
Yeah.
That was actually one of my favorite parts.
Agreed.
Yeah. Muggsy Bogues did
Bogues.
okay.
Yeah.
Bogues. Patrick Ewing did okay.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Sean Bradley,
Yeah,
not
thought
very
it-
good.
I felt was
He wasn't given a lot though.
He wasn't given a lot, not a lot of lines, but I felt like I liked his face.
Okay.
Oh,
I
All
Seemed like
believed
a
him.
nice,
He
You
seemed
like a nice young man.
nice young man.
I mean, as far as I know.
70 77.
70 feet
70
tall.
feet
He's
tall.
70
Yeah,
feet tall.
he might be, honestly.
Larry Johnson, fine. They were.
So
I mean,
tall.
they were all bad, but fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, they're sports.
They're
Sportsers.
Yeah, there's
There was
horses.
just
I think what's
they
hard-
got a lot of scenes.
Yes, they did.
Yeah,
And they didn't need any other than getting their powers taken. Like
well,
it was a
and getting
whole
him back.
it was a whole subplot. Like we saw a whole B plot
Yeah.
of them like going to doctors,
Right.
going to see shrinks, and then I'm asking them if they also like their dicks didn't work anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I forgot
And
about
like
that.
going to more doctors. Like it was a whole,
It was
like
a whole,
big
like,
chunk of the
subplot,
plot was
yeah.
these basketball players getting their powers back. And,
Well,
in the
and that
end-
was also, but therapy is so funny. That was like such a
Oh,
big
yeah, 90s
punchline in
therapy,
90s
LOL.
therapy, LOL.
LOL.
Oh, seeking
and ask you
betterment
about
in your
mother
health.
and sex.
Yeah.
And the guy, their therapist looked like Freud.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a character actor. There are a bunch of character actors in here. Like, oh, I know you.
Mm-hmm.
The mom from Everybody Loves Raymond.
Homer Simpson was in it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
The
yeah.
actor, not the animated character. That would have been a crazy crossover.
Whoa.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, just cut that out. Give me like a 45-minute TV
Right?
special.
But then we wouldn't have gotten the scene where they hit their head.
Oh,
Okay,
that's
that's
true.
the one scene.
That was the
They're
one
walking
scene
to the
they
hospital
needed.
like, oh, are we sick? I don't know. Clunk.
Yeah.
And then it's like they died. And
They spent so much money for that one scene that's supposed to be like a coliseum being
Yeah.
like covered up because they thought it was maybe a virus
Oh,
or
right.
something. And then the NBA commissioner, was it really the NBA
Probably.
commissioner?
Seemed
Oh,
like it.
I'm
says,
guessing it was.
no more NBA until we figure out what's happening.
Yeah, that scene was pointless and like came up like we all were like, what's happening?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it made me think like, oh, there's a right way to edit a movie.
You just realizing that
You
now?
don't know, like I knew it before, but it's like you don't think about how like you structure a movie so people know what's
Yeah.
going on when you
Yes.
change scenes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Um, and like that, there's like assumptions that we build into how you edit a thing. So
Yep.
it's like we move from this to this, and now you know blah 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 blah. And it's like that scene was so jarring.
Came out of
that it was
nowhere.
like, what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it seemed like it almost seemed like another thing in like the executive, like in the board of being like trying to up the stakes, where it's just like, so what? MJ's just got to play basketball so the Toons don't get enslaved. That's not enough for people to care. What if we ended basketball entirely?
Yeah.
Put that scene in.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Get the commissioner in there.
Honestly, it might like a lot of those that subplot might have just been like, here are two corporate giants coming together to make a movie. So like there was some agreement there of just like, okay, we need this X amount of minutes featuring bankable NBA stars who are still playing and
Yeah.
can sell tickets.
Do you think that the commissioner was like, you can only be in the movie if I get
If
to be in
I'm
it?
Yeah.
in the
That
movie,
seems very likely.
That's
I-
how that stuff happens, though.
yeah, it absolutely
That's
is how
how
that stuff
Georgia
happens.
passed the film thing.
What thing?
So Georgia has a big incentive
Oh, yeah.
for films, and they were trying to get it passed, and I think they got it all the way through the legislature, and the governor was really dragging his heels
Mm-hmm.
because while people like industry and like money, it was sort of seen as something that would mostly benefit Atlanta, not the rural areas, although arguably that's not the case. But anyway, and finally they like brought him on set. Like, I don't know, they just sort of were like, come see the magic of filmmaking.
Set of what?
I don't know, some movie that was being filmed in Atlanta or somewhere, maybe in a rural area if they were smart. But anyway, they brought him there, and then the thing they offered up, and the reason you see that Georgia peach at the end of all of these movies
Mhm.
is because that was the trade-off. That's what got them to the highest amount that they could offer, the highest amount in the nation, was to always have that logo at the end of the movie that says "Made in Georgia."
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's very prominent.
It
I
is.
notice it every time.
I notice
Yep.
it all the time too.
Yep, that was worth another, like, I forget how many billions in.
Right.
Yeah, so anyway, the point is movie magic can persuade people to do stuff.
Yeah.
Indeed. That is, I read, part of the issue with the remake, sequel, whatever's happening with LeBron James, where like
Oh,
there's this thing where like they're trying to it gets a legal nightmare to figure out like which other basketball players could be in the movie because of like who's got sponsorship deals with what corporations and like which of those are like in
Oh.
conflict with like the company that like LeBron has to like help fund this shit,
Oh,
or like what
right.
the movie studios maybe have their own fingers in.
Oh,
and
yeah.
how, like the non-compete or whatever.
Because it's like, oh, this very famous player has like a Reebok's whatever, and like Reebok
Yeah.
is competing against whatever subsidiary of massive media corporation.com. But hey, you know what?
Yikes.
LeBron James and Bugs Bunny.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to see that.
Does
My
anybody-
understanding of LeBron James is nice guy.
Okay.
Nice
Oh,
guy. Does a lot
interesting.
for underprivileged youth.
Okay. Yeah. this is actually a good moment for me to talk about the end of this movie,
Yeah.
right? Because as Molly said, it's basically like a biography of Michael Jordan, but also a cartoon.
Yeah.
So like the last scene of this movie is like the 5 core NBA people who lose their juice,
Yeah.
their NBA powers or whatever, to the Monstars. NBA powers, they're NBA sanctioned superpowers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're kind of razzing him, just like, oh, he doesn't play basketball anymore. And then he's like, oh, there's only one way to find out. And then it just like cuts to what was reality of like, he's playing for the Bulls again. So the thesis statement of this movie is Michael Jordan came out of retirement to play professional basketball again because he was inspired by a magic cartoon basketball game in another dimension.
Yeah.
That is like the concluding statement to this
And
movie.
also personally challenged by 5 other professional basketball players.
Yes.
But not like, I don't know. So
and
that's
his manhood was challenged by the Monstars.
right. The Monstars
as
called
well.
him Wussy Man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
and then
a
they-
chicken.
And bald.
Oh, but doesn't he
Oh.
shave his head anyway?
I know,
Like,
that's where I
hasn't
was
he
like,
been
that
shaving his
rings
head for like
hollow.
20 years or something?
That was supposed to be like the ultimate thing that really gets him to
Hey,
Yeah, that's part of this whole goddamn tapestry of toxic masculinity. Like, that's like an insult we're supposed to believe is like the biggest thing in the world.
Right.
It's bad to be bald.
right.
Well, I thought it was
It's
because
fine.
Tweety Bird comes over to defend him at that point, and then they like squish Tweety Bird, and then he's like,
Oh,
are you scared of them?
that was
That was
the
really
moment.
good, Tweety Bird.
That was
Yeah.
actually, I have to say that Tweety Bird moment when Michael Jordan is holding poor little Tweety Bird in his hand. I was like, I think I might be feeling something.
That's when you busted out Wikipedia.
Right.
Let's put a stop to that.
But yeah, so my question then is, if they do end up remaking it, is it going to end with like, and then the Looney Tunes inspired LeBron James to like help with low income communities and their educational systems?
Yeah. Maybe all the tunes
Yeah.
are dumb.
Like,
They're,
yeah,
illiterate.
maybe. Yeah, there's one sexy bunny who's really good at math.
Well, do you think they're gonna bring in some more female Looney Tunes?
Who knows?
And or maybe they'll bring in some WNBA players.
That would be
Sure.
amazing.
And
That's where the money's
they
at.
still all have to be very sexy.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay, how about this time everybody's in a crop top?
Yes. Yes, that's
Crop
what I'm
tops for
saying.
everyone.
Yeah.
That is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Crop tops for everyone.
Crop tops for everyone. Are you listening, Warner Brothers?
Yeah, you still got time.
Mm.
Yeah.
And if you are Wikipediaing Michael Jordan,
Oh, yes.
his father's passing is devastating.
Yes.
Mm.
Wasn't he like murdered?
He was murdered
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
in North Carolina, like at a rest stop or on the side of the road or something.
Yeah.
And they didn't find either his body or his car for like 10 days.
Ooh.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
Also happened in Lumberton, North Carolina, and I happen to know somebody from Lumberton.
Whoa.
So who did not commit
Okay,
murder?
I was
Just
gonna
to be
say.
totally clear.
That's like, where are you going with this?
That's so weird because it's such like a throwaway line in the movie. Like
Mhm.
he's like at a press conference and he's like, "I'm glad that my dad got to see me play my last basketball game."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird how much this movie was like, let's tell the real Michael Jordan story in this movie where he's playing basketball with cartoons. Like,
mean, do
why
you
was
think-
that necessary?
Do you think that's how it was pitched to him?
Maybe.
He's like, I need a biopic.
I want a biopic and I want my kids to be entertained. And they were like, we've got it.
Oh, I
Warner
hope
Brothers
so.
is like, "Have we got an idea
Cha-ching,
for you?"
Ooh, and they
cha-ching.
make fun of Disney in it too.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
That
they
is
really
interesting.
do.
What kind of Mickey Mouse idea is something?
Oh, when
Naming
Daffy
a
was like,
team
let's
after
call our
ducks.
team the Ducks.
Oh, yeah.
And then Bugs is like, what kind of Mickey Mouse outfit would name a team the Ducks?
Yeah, but who's got more sequels?
Ooh,
Mighty Ducks
nice.
franchise or the Space Jam franchise?
Nice.
Mighty Ducks.
Yep, that's fair.
Are there 3 of those?
There's like
There's more than one.
4, 5?
Really?
I think so.
I don't know that I've seen any.
I
of
think
them.
there's some DTVs.
That's a Minnesota thing, right?
What?
Yeah.
Mighty Ducks.
The first 1 or 2 at least, sure.
Yeah.
There was another Minnesota thing in Space Jam
Oh, yeah.
because Bill Murray is wearing a St. Paul Saints hat.
Oh, yeah, because he's part owner.
Yep.
Mhm. I didn't realize that he had owned it for that long.
Fun
Yeah.
That was
fact.
a fairly recent thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he did play himself, and he
Yes.
was not Michael Jordan's agent.
No.
No.
he's
Not
just
even close.
himself.
Just himself playing golf with
He
the
was
bird.
fine. He's Bill Murray. He was funny.
Yeah, like
It's not a top role.
There was
Do you think he was like? Why do you think he signed on to do this one?
Why not?
honestly like that was maybe the best Bill Murray joke was they were like, how did you get here? It's like, oh, I'm friends with the producer and a Teamster just drove me out here. And like, I almost wonder if that's actually just the actual answer for why he's in the movie.
He probably is friends with the producer, and he's probably like, I'm doing a movie with Michael Jordan. He's like, okay, can I hang out?
That honestly sounds like something he would do.
Yeah.
If he was
Right?
like, I want to be in a movie with Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
And the Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
Sure.
Hey, Bill Murray.
Oh yeah.
or I'm driving Michael Jordan around right now a lot to a bunch of just green cubes where he's got to act alone. Does that sound fun to you? You should be in this cartoon movie.
Oh, maybe you could use a little buddy, you know? And then he's driving Bill Murray around because I assume he's also Bill Murray's caddy because he's driving the golf cart.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Mr. Murray, you ever hear of those Looney Tunes?
You watch that with your kids,
You're,
Bill Murray?
you're kind of a Looney Tune, if you don't mind me saying so.
Me and Hank were talking about it yesterday. You're so loony. You should be in this cartoon movie, Bill Murray.
Cartoon. Love that word. Has the word car in it.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Yes, that's exactly what happened. Also, Wayne Knight's in this movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh
Plays-
man, he
He's
hams it up hard.
He
I
hams.
feel like he was directed to do that.
Yeah.
Do what?
To be just like a Looney Tune
Oh,
himself.
for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was hard to take.
It was a lot of doofusness
Yeah, it just, I don't know, man.
and a lot of cartoons making fun of his weight.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. A lot of cartoon fat shaming.
Yeah. Hey,
I-
90s.
Hey.
Yeah. I had a problem with every time they made a human do a Looney Tune type thing.
Uh huh.
It was very disturbing
was
to
terrifying.
me. So there's like a scene where Wayne
It
Knight
was
gets
body
like
horror.
flattened
Mhm.
and then he gets
Oh.
blown up like a balloon and then farts around the room. Michael Jordan's arm stretches like a million miles.
Oh my God.
Ugh,
It's
that's
so
at one
At
terrifying.
one point, and then he also gets turned into a basketball and
Oh,
like
yeah.
bounced around.
Yeah.
It's upsetting to watch.
Yeah.
Yo, wait a minute. He gets turned into a basketball like in the first 25 minutes of the movie, and not till the end does he realize when they're like, oh yeah, anybody can do Toon stuff here. Like he didn't realize like, oh, my body was crushed and turned into a ball.
Well, that happened to him in the
oh,
beginning.
I guess he didn't think he could will himself.
Will himself
Sure,
to
sure,
stretch
sure,
for
sure.
the goal.
Yeah. 1996 must have been like the first year they had computer animation.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Because it's just like a lot of solid shapes
Yes.
Yeah.
moving.
Yes.
It's kind of, I don't know, it's shocking to me that I had never noticed that before, but I guess that's just how it was.
Yeah.
Like that's how computer animation looked.
Yeah.
Just kind of weird.
Yeah, it was weird.
Looks like a screensaver or something.
Yeah, and it was funny how like whenever when they were playing the basketball game, like they had all of their other, they had the rest of their like stable of Looney Tunes characters, but like you could sometimes tell that they were just like these weird little sprites that had been like populated into the 3D stadium. Because like
Yeah.
sometimes the camera would move and you just sort of see this like 2D like little cartoon dog or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird.
My favorite audience crowd member
Yep.
Oh.
was just a cartoon that was just poking himself in the nose.
Yeah.
That's
I
good.
don't know if that's like a famous cartoon character
Probably.
or just like they're like, what if we just drew one that's just poking itself in the face?
It's hard to say because there were a lot of characters in the background that were like definitely
What is
from
the name of that
Looney Tunes.
frog?
Michigan J. Frog.
Oh,
Yeah.
but he shows up
Hello,
too
my
much.
He shows up like one time.
No, I saw him twice because both times I was like, did anybody like that frog?
He didn't talk though.
Ugh, but he's hopping around, making a
But he was like the
nuisance.
mascot of
The WWWB.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, I know. I just never thought he did anything.
No, his cartoons were
cool.
boring and dumb. Every cartoon was like, oh, what's this weird little shoebox with a note on it? And the note always said like, oh, my frog something. I don't even remember what the premise was.
Oh, my
I think it was like,
Weren't they usually like he would sing, but just for one?
yeah, and then they think he
person?
was crazy.
And they'd be like, look at my magic frog, and
Yeah.
he'd do
He-
nothing.
Yeah, and he'd like,
Essentially was a gaslighting frog.
yes, and that was the entire cartoon. Yeah.
And then it would, and then the person would like kill themselves.
Or whatever. Or like,
my gosh.
essentially. I mean, that's usually how those Looney Tunes, the
Yeah.
ones where the Looney Tunes, the joke was, haha, everyone thinks he's crazy. Like, usually the person would end up going insane or,
Yeah.
like
Wow.
hanging themselves.
Yeah.
Really?
But I mean, not, hanging themselves like they're gonna hang themselves. And then it goes like, and Porky Pig shows up.
Yeah.
And he's
Or,
like, don't think about it too hard.
or they get like electroshock therapy or locked in
Yeah.
a sanitarium.
Yeah, but then the
Yeah.
frog is there with them.
Yeah.
And like does the little dance.
Yeah.
Oh,
and it's
that's
funny.
terrible.
Hey,
Hey,
hey, it's
hey,
funny. Hey,
think
kids,
about, hey,
hey,
cruelty.
cartoons,
Jeez, if you do end up on Wikipedia looking up Michael Jordan,
Are they
see-
paying you this episode? What is going on?
Just making sure you.
Jimmy Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Make sure that you click on the link on the top to donate
Donate.
$3.
$3.
If every
Everyone
listener
did
to
it.
this podcast donated $3 right now,
No, we were correct, or at least I was correct. You know what? This is just a brag.
Wow.
1992 was the year of the Dream Team
Oh, okay.
for the
Nice.
Olympics. And they also played in 96.
nice.
Or at least he played with them. But yeah, 92 was that first year. You're welcome.
And 96
Thank you.
was the year of the mean team.
Was that what they called themselves?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't you hear him say that?
I don't
Yeah.
know. They said
Said,
a lot.
We're not the dream team. We're the mean
Every time
team.
one of
Oh,
the
the
Monstars
Monstar.
talked, I was just like, ugh, stop it.
And I just like the whole name Monstar is just so smug and stupid.
well, why? But it was introduced by like Sylvester.
What was the first part of where
I
was
don't
the
know.
star part? I don't get where the
don't
star
know.
came
Like
from.
All Stars.
Okay.
Oh, they're
Monsters.
all-stars.
All Stars.
Monster
They're
All-Stars.
monsters. They're monster. Okay,
But
got
that's
it.
stupid.
It's just like too precious.
Hey, it was Joe Prado's idea.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry,
It's like-
never mind.
So, okay. So in this case, we're saying he's driving around Ivan Reitman or
Yeah.
something. He's like, so you got these little monsters that take the NBA powers of the All-Star players, huh? It's sort of like a like like a monster, am I right?
I'm proud of that.
I'm proud of that.
portmanteau.
I'm
Prado.
proud of that part. Okay.
I love my wife.
I forgot that Joe Prado loves his
Oh,
wife.
He
I-
loves his wife so much.
my wife so much.
I told my wife yesterday, and she laughed. Oh, to hear her beautiful laugh. It's like when angels sing.
I feel like a monster next to her. She's so beautiful.
She's
and
so
kind.
beautiful. She's my attractive basketball star bunny.
She's skilled and attractive. She's got everything.
She's
you
the
need.
perfect woman.
Lola Prado.
Oh, that's where the namesake came from, huh?
Yeah, but then
makes
they
sense.
twisted it for this movie.
That's
Oh.
right. Do you think when Joe Prado said it's just like, what have they done to
No.
my
You've
wife?
objectified my wife.
And turned her into a bunny rabbit.
Hey, Sacha Baron Cohen, I'm so upset about my wife.
Okay, so official canon now is that the Space Jam
Yeah.
brought Michael Jordan back to the NBA and also inspired the Borat character.
Yep.
Yes.
Awesome. I love it.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh,
Okay.
it makes sense.
It really does. When you think about it, all
Yeah.
the dots are connecting. I have a question about the production of this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have answers.
Okay. Okay, so
It's us, the Warner Brothers.
yeah.
Warner, Warner.
What if we got that bunny rabbit in a
Oh,
sexy
that boy looking so good that crop top.
Oh, maybe
One of
she
us-
started out as a cheerleader, and they're like, "Oh no, wait a minute."
Feminism, she's got to play ball. You know they got women play basketball now?
You know what I hear women don't like when you call them dolls.
Yeah, that'll be her thing.
Is
It's her whole
not
personality.
liking to be diminished by the other
I
characters.
keep calling the girls at the front desk doll, and they don't say anything because I'm in a major position of power over them, and I'll fire them.
But
I'm
yeah,
a
she's a
terrible
super
man.
powerful broad whose shoulder strap falls down. when she's playing basketball. Okay, so Michael, we already described that Michael Jordan probably spent most of this movie at just like in front of a green wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like a bunch of weird camera angles to make it seem like he was looking at a real
Oh,
character.
I hated them.
Yeah,
I really
we
hated
know
that.
that because every time one happened, Dan would go, "I hate that."
It's just
It
like
was-
super close,
Yeah.
but also the perspective was weird. It
It
was like
was weirdly-
too high or too low.
It didn't seem necessary.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like it seemed like someone was like, "How are they going to believe that he's trying to offer his hand to a 4-foot rabbit?"
Oh,
I know.
I bet they were just like, okay, to help meld these two worlds.
Yeah.
We really need to adopt some of the Looney Tune perspective in the real world. But every time it was just really jarring.
It was
Yeah.
very jarring. And then sometimes and I don't know if this was just like the TV we watched on trying to do like the motion smoothing or whatever.
Yeah.
But sometimes when like Bugs or Daffy were doing something very active around him, it just did sort of just, I don't know, like it just felt like you could see, even though like they had obviously like chroma keyed the actual cartoon part over it, you could still almost like see the camera just sort of like awkwardly moving around Michael Jordan,
Yeah.
you know?
Oh,
I don't know. And
How
then
long do you think it took to film this?
film?
I'm sure the animation took a long
Yeah.
time,
A
but
week?
the actual film.
God, it must have been an easy day for Michael Jordan, right? Like, okay, Michael,
What?
now you're okay, Michael. So
Ivan says.
Ivan, I don't know who the director was.
It was Ivan.
No,
Reitman.
Oh, he was
a
a
producer.
Oh.
It's just-
Some guy, but Ivan's probably there too.
Yeah.
Okay, Michael. Ivan says that Bugs is gonna just smooch you on the face. He's smooching with his big,
Put your lips
fat,
out.
wet lips.
Put your lips out, Michael.
Michael, put your lips up. This is the rabbit's gonna kiss. Michael, Michael, come back. Michael.
It's a forceful kiss.
I'll talk to him. I'll go talk to him.
Right, we'll do a different scene. Michael, you're just play basketball. Just play basketball.
Okay.
Pretend there's monsters around.
The
you.
original movie was not basketball themed at all. It was just him doing stuff with the Looney Tunes, but he kept walking off set like, fuck this. And they're like, okay. What if you played basketball?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, and then even DeVito was the voice of the ultra space capitalist.
Who was great.
And he didn't have that many lines, but like you could even in his delivery, you could kind of hear that like he's just in some booth and he's like, what am I doing? It's like, okay, Danny, okay. So your little slug employees, they stole the powers of the Danny,
Danny, they're so dumb.
Danny,
They're dumb.
Danny, please come back. I'll go talk to him.
Danny, just pretend you're on Wall Street.
Yeah, Danny, we'll let you smoke a real cigar in the studio.
Please just come back. Oh my god.
I also want to talk about the stakes of this movie.
Yes.
I think I predicted they were very high, and they were.
Yeah. Oh
They
my
all get
God.
trapped on the planet, which is sort of fine, but they really.
They like
I
hammered
feel like
in
they lean into the fact that it is slavery
hard.
Yeah.
hard, and they say slavery a lot.
Yep.
And I was correct that it gets very,
Oh my
very dark.
God.
Yeah.
When he makes like the deal with Danny DeVito.
Yes.
Yeah, and then Michael Jordan sort of doubles down on it and like, okay, you will also be a slave.
Yeah.
And then they have like an animation of him
Oh my
in
God,
chains.
yes.
And just like the optics of putting this black man in chains
Yeah.
in a children's family movie.
Yep.
It was too heavy.
It was
I
a
missed
lot.
that part completely.
Oh wow! So what a
That's a
surprise!
Wikipedia entry?
Not as good as the Wikipedia story about his childhood. Yeah, like he's like literally manacled, signing autographs, and like on a basketball court, getting yelled at by a child.
Yeah. The kids always
Ooh.
get to win one-on-one basketball.
Boy,
It's just very hard. It was just a little too heavy.
it's the kind of thing where like if that scene occurred if this movie were made today and that scene occurred, like there would be so many think pieces about it on the internet.
Well, that's what I'm wondering about because are they remaking Space Jam? Also, what is a Space Jam?
I don't know.
Oh, they're
Do your
in
dance.
They're in space.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
Do you have like a
They're-
basketball jam? I would think you
Yeah,
have
like-
like
Yeah,
a,
let's jam.
Shut Up and Jam, NBC Jam,
scrimmage.
NBA Jam.
jam.
You know, NBC Jam, that awesome Genesis game where all the must-see TV Thursday characters played basketball against each other.
Yeah, you
I was
jam.
always Team Friends.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna be Rachel.
I was always Third Rock, From the Sun,
Oh, that's a good one.
Wayne Knight. Think about
I
it.
didn't watch sitcoms.
Also Seinfeld. Okay. Oh, I was in California.
yeah.
Too busy. Ooh,
Surfing, and looking at the sun.
Oh, let me just pick this orange right off the tree outside my bedroom window. It's so juicy and fresh.
I don't want to ever go inside because I'm surfing those waves.
Oh, I'll just watch premium cable on my free cable.
That's my life.
Fuck you.
That's my biopic.
I'm sorry. What were we talking about?
I don't know.
Space Jam.
Space
Oh,
Jam.
yeah.
Oh yeah, Jam's a basketball thing.
Yes.
I don't
It
know
is, okay.
how, but this is not the first
Is it like a pickup game?
Jam time.
Or is it
basketball
about getting a bunch
What?
of talented players together?
I don't-
Jam time, basketball time?
Yeah, this
Well,
is not
like-
the first Jam time basketball time.
Okay.
I mean, like musicians jam.
I
Yeah.
get that.
Let's just have a jam sesh. And
Yeah.
that means basketball, or maybe you jam it in the hoop. Oh boy.
But they don't.
Listeners, tweet at us.
Tweet at us. Why that basketball jam?
Why that jam? Basketball jam.
I should have looked that up.
No, it's fine. You were too busy learning about Michael
Everybody
Jordan's
get
life.
up. It's a jam now.
I mean, they weren't playing in space. The opposing team was from space.
Yeah.
Yeah, only part of it is in space.
Yeah. And none of which is the basketball.
No.
No, I thought isn't the basketball game in outer space?
No.
It's in Looney Tune Town because
Oh.
everything's Looney Tune.
Oh, is that on Earth?
Yeah. Well, it's like underground
It's
in
in
a
the center
in
of
a
Earth,
in a
maybe?
corporate branded wormhole because you go through the Warner Brothers logo to
Yeah.
get to Toonland.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
Does it?
I mean, it makes sense with what I saw.
The Wikipedia page.
Y'all, I'm telling you, it was very riveting. It was very good.
Good job, whoever edited that Wikipedia page.
Oh, it is profesh.
Ooh.
Clearly, his people have been on
Oh,
it, and
yeah.
they scrub it
I'm
constantly.
sure they do.
Like that little gambling tidbit is buried,
Mhm.
and his entire minor league career is buried way
Oh.
way far down.
They talk about his mustache at all on the Wikipedia page.
They
Oh,
mention
yeah.
nothing.
Mm.
He had a very thin mustache, right?
Well, he had
Yeah.
there's a Haynes campaign a couple years ago where he had just like decided like I'm Michael Jordan, fuck you, I can pull off a Hitler stash.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's not great.
It's not a great
You'll never
look.
get your hands
It's
on
not a
my
great-
Hitler Haynes.
What?
What?
Hitler Haynes.
Yeah, I don't think it was like a tie-in.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't take that to a weird place.
Keep your junk safe in this bunker.
Oh, boy.
Shut it down.
Shut it down.
All right,
No,
edit
but
this
that
out.
was a Haynes.
Blitz your
No, God, stop. Stop. I'm so sorry. I started this or did something. I don't know.
Just made eye contact.
Yep.
In whatever way I'm responsible. I'm so sorry.
I had 2 MVPs.
Okay, let's go.
One is popcorn vendor.
What?
Yeah,
Popcorn vendor early on who gets hit with
Oh,
basketball
yeah.
he's
and
good.
does just a
Oh, my
beautiful
God.
throw the popcorn in the air and fall over. I
Yeah.
always
So
love a
good.
throw a popcorn in the
So
air.
good.
There's some theater here locally,
AMC.
that has a montage of people enjoying movies.
Yeah.
And there's one guy who gets surprised by the movie
It's the best.
and his popcorn just go. It's beautiful.
I honestly just go to movies to see that.
Yeah.
Wow.
He should have a career in the stunts.
Yeah.
Because
The
he's so
popcorn
great.
stunts.
Yeah.
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 Oh, it's so good.
Amazing.
So good. Oh, and the other one is like there's like the stoner guy at the last.
Yeah.
Oh, that crowd with the
Basketball
really
game?
long hair.
Yeah,
Yes.
and he's just like, "Whoa, Michael Jordan!" Like he just seems shocked
This
that
is-
he's in the movie.
Oh, it's like
there.
it's not even when the spaceship shows up, it's when he gets announced.
No,
No,
I think
it's the spaceship.
Okay.
Yeah, while people are reacting to.
And then there's a longer shot during that same sequence, and there's a woman, like a young woman, in maybe the front row, or maybe standing on top of the dugout. Nope, that doesn't make sense. Because yeah, it is. It's a baseball game at the end.
Yes.
Yeah.
Got it. And clearly, she for real is reacting to her skirt getting whipped around
Oh,
by
yeah.
the fan.
No.
I saw
It
her.
really
I saw
draws
that.
your eye.
Because she was kind of like,
Oh,
okay.
I'm
Well,
just gonna try to keep my skirt down.
yep.
She was my MVP, but
She did
really, that
great.
stoner dude came in first
He was
for
really
me.
good.
She did great.
Yeah.
Those are my 2. That's it. I mean, I guess most of it's animated, so
Yeah.
There's less
Mine's still the
opportunities.
cartoon poking its own nose.
yeah. that's
Mine
very good.
is
Good.
the guy that we thought might actually be Joe Prado when Wayne Knight is trying to dig
Oh,
through the
yeah.
golf hole to
Yeah,
find.
that guy was very good.
He's just like, what are you doing? And Wayne Knight's like, oh, I'm fixing the ditch. He's just like, all right. And then
He's fixing
he just shouts at someone.
He looks exactly like I pictured Joe.
Yeah.
Prado.
I mean,
And
he's
he's just
probably
like,
golfing
"Fix
with
the
Hank.
ditch."
Hey, Hank, he's fixing to do it.
What does he also Seinfeld?
Yeah.
Oh, what's the deal with this golf course? We gotta play through.
Oh boy, yeah, he was great. And I did enjoy that. I enjoyed in the way that it was so ridiculous. That part of me were like everyone was so accepting of how bananas the very premise of this movie is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like nobody was like, oh my God, cartoons are real and they live underground.
Yeah.
Also, Michael Jordan doesn't care at all about his family.
No.
Oh, his family does not seem to miss him at all.
No. It's like her at the end of the baseball game where his wife's just like, yeah, where is Michael?
He's been like underground playing basketball to not become a slave.
But I guess it's only been like a day because Wayne Knight's just like, oh, you got a baseball game in 5 minutes. So I
Yeah.
guess it's like,
They cut to that game so fast.
yeah.
I was expecting a whole training montage.
But there was at least overnight because
Yes.
Daffy Duck and Bugs Bunny
Yeah.
get sent into his home
For some reason.
to get his Tar Heel shorts.
to get his Tar Heel
But why
shorts
didn't-
and his fancy white shoes. For which, if you look at the Wikipedia,
Oh,
page,
yeah.
Oh my god.
the Bulls were fined quite a bit of money because he wore white shoes instead of black shoes like everybody else on the team.
Really?
Whoa.
You're welcome.
Interesting. Also, if you want to donate to the Wikimedia Foundation,
Everybody just gave $3.
just $3, and they can stop asking Molly to do this.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wouldn't that be nice if we could just talk about the movie Space Jam?
Alternatively, if everybody gave us $3,
Oh, yeah. We would.
also stop talking about Wikipedia.
Yeah, because we'd be talking about Friends and the Big Bang Theory. Big Friends Bang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, they do have to sneak into his home and they awaken his 3 adorable children.
Who also are like completely unfazed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they're not phased by like, where is dad? You know what I mean?
They even say like your dad don't they say like your dad has to play basketball against
Yeah, and this son is like,
aliens?
yes.
Dad rocks.
It doesn't even consider like
That's
where.
what I call an away team.
The
Hey.
kid should have said that. Would have been a good line. They should have thrown the kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on,
The,
four.
the kid does have a very good thumbs up at some point.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like they.
Yeah, and his wife asked no questions, but it's at least overnight and to the next night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe he was out during the night a lot.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Well, I mean, baseball players have a lot of away games.
That's true.
Sure.
And he
sure.
was at that hotel.
Yes. Doing the
So-
go bloomy and lean.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, you know,
All right. All right.
I don't think he was with Lola Bunny or whatever.
Oh, jeez, Molly.
Oh, yikes.
That's a bunny.
Cool it, Molly.
Yeah. What did we say earlier?
Cool it.
Don't fuck bunnies.
That's the one thing you take away from this
the
episode.
one takeaway from the Space Jam anniversary episode of
Yeah.
Totes Recall.
Happy 5 years to us.
Oh, dear.
Wow.
Well, before we get to our final thoughts of the movie, we
Yeah.
like to read a review of our podcast,
Yes.
maximum star review of
Would
our
love
podcast,
to.
Totes Recall. For our anniversary, we like to do that. We don't have one, so we won't. We
What?
could have gotten more Joe Prado,
Oh,
Gotten
Bugs Bunny,
Porky Pig, Daffy Duck,
Charles Barkley, Larry Bird. I could
Danny
have done
DeVito.
a mean Larry Bird.
Yeah. Give us a taste, just a little taste.
This podcast is great.
that's pretty good.
Pretty good.
It's actually pretty good.
Not bad.
Yeah,
But
too bad. So
Nothing.
sad.
Too bad.
Dan,
Yep.
you gave this 4. Sounds wild.
it was wild. I will give it that. It was wild. It was honestly, okay, this is going to sound confusing to people who don't know me. It was not as stupid as I hoped it would be. Like, it was just sort of there a lot of the time. It was just sort of like the premise is Michael Jordan and the Looney Tunes. Hey, there's Michael Jordan and the Looney Tunes on screen. You're welcome. But like, it didn't really do much. I don't know. Like, I was expecting like Air Bud, except with cartoons,
Oh.
you know, where it's just like almost so earnestly approaching this insane premise, but it did not do that.
Yeah.
And it was kind of just boring
Yep.
a lot of the time. And it wasn't that funny. Like, there were a couple of decent gags. And I understand this is like a dumb cash-in movie from the 90s, ostensibly for children and people who just really like to watch Michael Jordan. What was it? Space Jam Curtains?
Oh, yes. Yep. That's right.
I gave it, what would I predict?
4.
2.
Ooh. Wow.
2 curtains.
Beth, you gave it a 5.
Yeah.
You would love it. You loved it as a
Mhm.
kid.
Yep.
Gonna love it now.
Ooh.
No.
Do you want to take a moment to talk to Beth of the past?
Yeah. My younger self. You'll see other movies in the future. And you'll get kind of a more nuanced sense of humor. There's going to be more movies that have cartoons and people in them together. In fact, go back to Mary Poppins.
Mm.
That's a 5-star. Yeah, it was really disappointing because I did have the nostalgia that I thought I was gonna have, but it didn't feel good. Like, it wasn't like, oh, I remember this part. It was just like, oh, that's what that part is like. Okay, it's exactly like how I remember it. There's nothing more to it.
Uh-huh.
And there weren't any real moments where I was like delightfully surprised by something that happened. Yeah, 2. But the song, a million.
Which song?
Yeah, that's fair.
Space Jam?
Space Jam.
Yeah,
Right.
that is a
Everybody get
jam.
up. You can't not move to that song.
No,
true.
it's
No,
great.
it was-
we were all dancing
Yeah.
Yeah.
during the credits, which, by the way, goes through every single song ever made.
Yeah, like that was clearly Warner Brothers Music being like, just cram them in. Cram in as many songs as you can.
And I guess Seal just did soundtracks for the entire 90s.
Apparently.
Maybe
Yeah.
Seal and Joe Prado are friends.
Oh, that would make sense.
Would it?
Yeah. Did
Yeah.
they both do stuff for Batman and Robin?
Yeah,
No.
Seal.
Oh, that's
definitely
Batman
did.
Forever.
Seal did Batman Forever.
Take it back.
Never mind.
Maybe Seal got Prado the job on Batman and Robin.
Oh, that's
Because they
nice.
met on this movie. We never looked at which one happened first.
We did.
Did we?
It was
Yeah, this
one.
Space Jam was first.
Which
and
makes
then-
sense because he was co-captain.
Yeah.
Yeah, co-transportation.
Co-transportation captain. And then I wrote this down. His boss was...
Dick Johnson, right?
No, his boss
Oh.
was Luis Rodriguez.
Oh.
And his
Mhm.
co-captain was George Hrivnak.
Okay, because he worked with Dick Johnson on this and Batman and Robin.
Okay.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
Maybe they're buds.
Wow.
We have gone down a large research hole on Joe Prado because he does not appear on the Batman and Robin IMDb page.
But
But he does appear on the Turner Classic Movies one, and we for sure saw it on the credits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We would not have made up that name.
no, we would not have spent 10 minutes during that episode and then the rest of our lives talking about this person if we
Yeah.
hadn't seen it in the credits.
Joe Prado.
Wow.
Joe Prado.
Joe Prado of transportation.
Prado.
It's no Prado.
No Prado.
No Prado.
No Prado. Hey, George Hrivnak. One day I'm gonna be the captain.
You'll see. You gotta be proud of me.
Yeah.
My wife says I can do it. She's so supportive.
Oh my gosh, she never gives up on me.
I predicted a 4 because it sounded fun.
Yeah,
I didn't know if I had seen it.
yeah.
I still don't know. I definitely have seen parts of it, but it did really feel like a movie that I caught on TV a few times
Mhm.
and saw chunks of it. And I don't know if I ever sat down
Like
and
when you're
watched
just
it
like
start to end.
when you're just walking in to throw away your orange rind and then go back outside to
Yeah,
the beautiful
exactly,
Pacific air.
yeah.
Yeah.
But this time I mostly found it boring. I found the Looney Tune parts worse than Looney Tune cartoons.
Wow.
And yeah, beyond the premise of like, hey, here's Michael Jordan playing basketball with Looney Tunes, it didn't do much for me. Two,
Wow.
and then like all the Lola stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
This is hard. This is hard times.
it's hard. Molly, you gave it a 3 at first, and then took it to 3.5 because you were gonna be brave
Yeah.
about your rocket ship to Coward Island.
Well, yeah. So I'm a little sad that I saw this like so recently because I think that even though I didn't remember anything about it, when I watched it the first time, I just kept thinking, is this for real? Like it just seemed like a drug trip, the entire thing, because of the way it flips between what seems like a fairly sincere live action film and just Bonkers Town Animation USA. And then it sort of merges them together. And I thought, well, maybe Dan will have that experience and we can all just like, live with him in that discovery moment.
Oh, sure.
But I don't know, y'all. Like this was tough. This was tough to watch. And I as I was watching it, I was like, did I ever like the Looney Tunes? Is there any character that I really enjoy? And in the characters that I do enjoy, it's because they're constantly in physical danger.
Yeah.
And like, what does that mean? And then I'm also like, who are the gatekeepers of my childhood? And who am I? So I didn't really
Wow.
enjoy this movie
Wow.
very much.
Crisis.
I know.
This is-
I mean, and the Lola Bunny stuff is like so concerning. And just the whole thing, just the whole like, just crap of it all. I don't know. But also talking about it with y'all just now, I'm like, hey, wasn't that bad? So here's what I think.
Oh,
I think I'm just
boy.
going to give it. I'm just going to give it a 2 because it didn't make me as mad as Freaky Friday.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it deserves some credit for that.
Sure.
Or as mad as any of the Star Wars films
Oh,
that
yeah.
were
We got one
like
more
Phantom
of those.
Menace or
Preeks,
whatever.
the Preeks.
We have two
Yeah, the
more
Preeks.
of those.
We have
Yeah.
one Preek.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, we don't have to watch those, right? Though.
No,
You
we
just
do.
watch
Oh, we
Scooby-Doo.
no, we
We've
definitely
committed to it.
We definitely. I mean, don't worry, they're not going to come out with another one for a while.
Okay, sweet. So yeah, so I don't feel like I can punish this film as much as those. I really enjoyed that one scene where people walked into the wall.
So
that was
good.
very.
That was
that was
very good.
actually
Great.
unexpected.
Yeah.
Sort of expected, but still cathartic and funny. And I will say the movie does pick up a lot of momentum towards the end. They do kind of save the most interest and the most playfulness, I would say, for the last act
Mm-hmm.
until they bring it back down to Boring Town.
Yeah.
Anyway, you know what? 1.5. 1
What?
and 3/4.
Oh, we had twos all around.
Okay, 2.
Twos all around. Okay,
Two
follow
all
points.
around.
up
points.
question.
Shots.
Yeah.
What do you rate the Michael Jordan Wikipedia page?
Great question.
It's the best Wikipedia page I've ever read.
Wow, ever.
It is. I'm
Really?
telling you, somebody worked hard on this.
Okay.
He has a staff of people.
You listening, MJ?
Highly complimentary towards him.
Sounds like propaganda.
You should.
It is, but it's
Put it on the
also
page.
You should pay them
well
more.
organized.
You should pay them more. You should pay his team more.
He probably should. I assume. I don't know. He could pay me more because I've talked about.
Yeah, no kidding.
Hey, Michael Jordan, if you're listening, I understand you are like the third wealthiest African American in the United States,
You learned that
behind Oprah Winfrey and one other person I don't remember, also from the Wikipedia
Nice.
page. Maybe you want to become a patron.
Ooh, yeah.
That would be cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
For as little as $1 a month.
Or a
Okay.
1,000
No,
$1,000.
$1 is off the table.
for Michael Jordan.
Billionaires cannot give only.
Oh,
What
yeah.
about
Hey.
$23?
Oh, yeah. Hey, what do you
Yeah.
say?
You get
On
a
brand.
tote bag, I think. Yeah, you get
Sure.
a tote bag.
Hey, you want a dope bag,
Or
Michael
when,
Jordan?
when
Yeah.
he came back, he was 45 for a little while.
Okay,
Sure.
23 plus 45. That's
68.
there you go.
There you go.
Thank you
For
for
just-
Yikes.
jumping in there.
Yikes.
$68 a month. I love it. Let's go, Michael.
Yeah.
Great.
But really great job on that Wikipedia page.
Why don't you shut up and jam your money
Oh.
into our Patreon account? I don't even know if he was involved in Shut Up and Jam.
What is Shut Up and
What is
Jam?
Shut Up and Jam?
There was something called Shut Up and Jam. I can't remember if it was a video game or like
Everybody
just a
shut up
brand of shirts
and jam.
or a song. There was definitely something called Shut Up and Jam. Tweet at me, Jam.
You don't know what it is?
No, I didn't care about basketball.
It's basketball related, though.
For sure.
Okay.
It is for sure basketball related.
I don't know.
Was it something you said to people?
It's not something I said to people.
Was it in response to all the trash talk Michael Jordan did?
Maybe it
Someone-
was like a
Oh.
McDonald's commercial where Grimace was like, "Oh, Michael Jordan, you can—" I don't remember what Grimace sounded like.
Rabble, rabble.
Shut up and jam, Hamburger. And then the Hamburger does a sweet move, and then his shirt falls off, and we see his
Just one
sexy
shoulder.
hamburger ass.
Oh yeah. Is Birdie sexy?
Who?
Birdie?
Who's Birdie?
Birdie,
She's
Tweety.
the bird from McDonald's.
The
She's like
bird?
a chicken.
Oh
What are you
yeah,
talking
no,
about?
she's no.
There's Grimace.
Yep.
He's purple. There's the
Hamburglar?
Hamburglar. He wears a striped suit.
Yeah.
There's Birdie. She's got pigtails.
No.
Who else is there?
Mayor
the Fry
McCheese.
Guys.
Mayor
Mayor
McCheese.
McCheese.
Got a hamburger head.
the
Cheeseburger head,
the
I
cop
guess.
burger.
Cop burger.
Cop burger.
Mayor
Yeah.
McCheese has a police escort.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's always chasing the hamburger.
What's his name though?
Do they both have hamburger heads?
Yes, they from Hamburger Town or whatever.
Okay. Hey, McDonald's?
Hey,
For just $1 million
Also-
a month.
Wow.
yeah, no, I agree.
It's McDonald's.
Giant corporations, 48 to 60. What was it? $68.
$68 for billionaires.
$68 for Michael Jordan.
Okay. Yeah.
$68 is off the table for massive corporations with a global reach.
And then I think Jeff Bezos' ex-wife. We should learn your name.
Oof,
Sorry.
yeah, we should.
Oh, that is
Um,
tacky.
$10 million?
$10 million a month. We will do
For
Bezos the clown, be so stupid.
great. We got so many tiers that are
Like
unused.
people do not appreciate like how many things we are offering on our Patreon page.
Yeah.
Big Friends Bang. Be so stupid. Something else for McDonald's maybe. I don't know.
1 million. What was it? $1 million a month? We'll trash talk Burger King.
Sure.
That creepy Burger King.
Oh, so creepy.
the Burger King.
He's
Yeah,
creepy.
he is
terrifying.
He's terrifying.
What are they doing with that?
I don't know.
I don't
I think they
know.
maybe just slipped that in.
I did really enjoy wearing the crowns that I got whenever I went to Burger King.
Yeah.
Oh, and like when you were a child?
I was a child,
Or
yeah.
like a year ago?
We'd go to
Or-
that Burger King right next to the Blockbuster music.
Okay.
That did not last long.
Yeah.
But it was the first place you could go in and be like, I want to listen to this CD.
Yep.
And they would just open it for you. And you
Whoa.
could put on headphones and play the CD. I
Whoa.
first two CDs there. Offspring Smash.
Yeah,
Oh my
boy.
God.
Collective Soul, whatever that
Oh,
was.
Amazing.
Shut up and jam. Jam.
Jam.
Totes Recall is hosted by Molly Chase, Beth Gibbs, Dan Jaquette, and Dan Linden. Produced by Beth Gibbs. New episodes of Totes Recall drop on the 15th of every month. For more information and bonus content, visit us at totesrecall.com. Thank you so much for listening.
TotesRecall.com.